All right. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone on Wednesday night. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green. Good to see you, brothers. How you doing?
What up, yo?
Doing good.
Doing well.
You sound like you wading through the winter.
I'm horrible. I feel horrible. I sound horrible. I'm horrible. I'm just keeping it honest. 100%.
Petty
we gave you Monday off.
And I need look, it ain't help. I'm probably more congested today than I was Monday.
That means that it's starting to come. It's finna come out. Then you're gonna get better. Have to get worse before it get better.
I hope so. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Hello, everybody.
And I'm not talking about your cold.
Hello to everybody joining the show wherever and however you're watching the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram Live. Hello to all of our friends. Thank you guys for watching the show on Monday night. Nice job by the Avengers, Keith, Marcus, Kelvin, all a part of the show.
Yeah, that might have been an Orlando thing, man. Go ahead and get your breath right quick, but that might be an Orlando thing. Because Keith was doing the same thing Monday.
I'm telling you, it's tough right now.
Gotcha.
So what do you guys? What's the latest, Kelvin? I'm gonna go find some Vicks real quick. But go ahead. What's the latest?
Well, there's quite a bit going on. Of course, the biggest chatter is centered around speculation about the hire. There's a lot of information going out. You know, there's some clear front runner, and we'll see where it goes. I have no confirmed inside knowledge, but what I will say is I'm feeling good.
All right. Well, if you're feeling good, I'm feeling good. Oh man, this thing is like, yeah, just like you've seen it just on social media. People getting upset and jumping on people like, well, you keep your opinion to yourself and all this other stuff. Like, okay, folks.
The sooner they announce it, the better. And I'm projecting Monday or Tuesday probably.
Okay.
We'll probably hear something.
Well, that is all right. That'll be a nice little Christmas gift. I guess it'll be 2 years to the day or to the week.
Yep.
I just saw FAMU offered a particular quarterback.
Today or a couple days ago?
Yeah, a particular Division II quarterback. I just saw FAMU offered him.
Everybody in the East. Everybody in the East offered him. Yeah. The entire East offered him.
And if that's who I think it is, I was doing my research, of course, and updating. He took his high school team from Florida to the, I think, state semifinals in 2020. Then he went to the Naval Academy before he went to his Division II school. So he's no stranger to postseason and leading.
Where's he from?
Seffner,
Florida. Isn't that like that's
Tampa area?
Near Tampa, somewhere near there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also offered his teammate too.
I was going to say that wasn't the only one from that squad. Yeah. And sure enough, Tennessee State and SWAC's done offer that too.
Hey, who's out there yelling at Gerald? What's going on out there in these streets? Why are folks yelling at Gerald?
Man,
happened?
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And actually,
I did see that.
Actually, I think that's one of my class of '87 classmates, but that's what I think it is. I was like, man,
yeah, get on 3 PG.
He's just doing his job.
That's right.
Doing a good job.
Don't shoot
come back from vacation. Come back from vacation. Don't get scooped. He gets scooped coming off vacation, and then get yelled at.
Yeah, to B. Stark's point, I saw earlier this afternoon, or probably like 2 hours ago. Well, when I was getting out of practice, CJ Montez, quarterback that went to Kent State, and we had him on the hook, and he wiggled off the hook and went to Kent State. Back in the portal. We have to do a portal update. I know we want to get to everything.
Yeah, right. Because we got some folks in the portal too.
Yeah, and I just saw one today.
In the portal? Marcus, you could probably tell us who's not in the portal. That might be better to start there. Who's not in the portal?
Well, there's only about 10 that's officially have announced, right?
Yeah, 10. And in fact, Jimmy Mack gave me a heads up. It looks like Jamal Haley just jumped in the portal. I didn't see that. So it's like I didn't see that till like a few minutes ago. So I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, guys should explore that. And first off, let's clarify.
The portal is not open yet.
They are not in the portal. They are expressing an intent.
Announcing, right.
An intent, which that intent could go away based on circumstances.
Right.
So let's not start, throwing people to the wolves and calling them everything but a child of God just because they jumped in the portal. And like we talked about last year,
intent to go in the portal. They're not in the portal.
But even still, I mean, I know we can pump up Mother FAMU. We want the best for our school and the best players to stay. But, if you look at it from a non-athletic standpoint, if somebody throws something at you that's got a little extra zeros to it or some benefits, if you're at your particular job, I mean, you have to take everything into account, but it's kind of the same because they're putting in more than part-time hours.
Yeah, every week. And there's some uncertainty to something is announced, so you want to leave it open for that reason, and see if you fit the plans, the scheme, that you have the opportunities. So I get it. I understand. Look at Jackson State. They ain't got no turnover, and they all they best players in. Most of Bethune best players who could return are have announced. So it's just the nature of what we live in. Then of course you got some folks who trying to be divisive, take advantage of the opportunity that there's a transition, a new coach coming in, and that means that some coaches or volunteer coaches may be out. Who knows what folks trying to put in the atmosphere in some of those kids' ears.
Well, again, want to encourage anybody who missed Monday night's show, live reaction to the news that FAMU made a coaching change. It's kind of interesting in looking at the headline and reading the opening paragraph. And I don't know if you guys touched on this or to what depth. Did the headline and the opening paragraph surprise you guys, or did it say anything about the change?
I'm gonna go back. To be honest, I'm gonna go back and look because I skimmed it because we were deep on Monday. So I'm gonna go back and look at it. But the one thing that stuck out to me was, I guess the first thing, I guess we're in this transition period, that it came directly from President Johnson, number one, because typically, it would come from, even though based on from the NCAA rules, the president is ultimately responsible for athletics, but typically these announcements are made by the athletic director, but we know that's in flux as well. The other thing is that she mentioned, I want to say near the bottom third, maybe the last paragraph, she specifically mentioned NIL. And I didn't look at the BOT meeting last week. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that I guess the athletic subcommittee meeting was in the morning. And I probably had a chance to look at it, but I heard, secondhand, actually watching Keith's podcast on Thursday, and she once again mentioned NIL. She mentioned that there may have been a volleyball player or a player from one of the Olympic sports that we did not get on the team, I guess, based on either not being able to fulfill or something along NIL. I don't want to misquote either Keith or President Johnson, but those are the two things that stuck out to me, because we kind of figured with everything going on that Coach Colzie was more likely, and it was very thin ice. But those are two things that I picked out in terms of her presence and stating it, and also her specifically mentioned NIL, and that going forward we need to do that.
We also talked about things not being a lot of times with FAMU, routine things aren't routine. Well, in this case, I thought it was professionally done. You want to do things in person, number one, and so the fact that you get letting somebody go and you wait till they get back and do it in person, I think that's a professional way to do it. And then communicate it out, saying, hey, this is my decision. So I thought all that part of it was handled well and communicated well and professional. So that was a good thing.
I will add the thing that caught me, and I'm going to contrast this to another HBCU that just released a statement regarding a change in football leadership as of 7 o'clock this evening, Eastern time. The tone of this announcement was on the positive spectrum of stating who is next. FAMU names Henry Burris acting head football coach. And the opening sentence talks about the announcement and appointment of him as the acting head coach effective immediately until a new coach is named. And then the second or third sentence extends the gratitude to the former coach for his service and commitment. Now, in contrast to what you usually get, which the school says that there's a leadership change and a departure of the previous coach, and it cites his record and time, so on and so forth. So that was something I noticed as being a different change, right? To say this is it was a positive spin on this situation. So I don't know, if you guys, and there's been a lot of firings happening in college football.
Yeah.
I think this might be one of the.
Michigan just dropped one.
Yeah. Just dropped the hammer on a brother, right?
Yeah.
Well, the brother probably should have kept his hammer in the toolbox.
Well, yeah, he dropped the hammer too. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Yeah.
Bad analogy. Bad analogy on my part. Good pickup on that, Marcus. It was just so different. I guess that was, and at first I was kind of shocked when I read it, but then I thought about it. It was like, I do like the positive tone. You know what I'm saying? It was more positive than the negative. So I don't know. That was just something I picked up on, and I'm glad you guys kind of similarly agree to see that.
Yeah, it was, that part was handled smoothly and professionally, and that's a great thing. Just need part 2 of that. You got the first part right. You made the announcement. You named the interim. Now, part 2 is within the next 7 days of making that announcement, 7 to 8 days of making that announcement, which was Monday. You need to have another announcement saying what's the permanent direction.
And there's a lot of coaching motion going on.
So
it is.
There is a lot of rumors and speculation floating about. We don't duck the smoke.
Nope.
So the other rumor, and we call it a rumor because we haven't confirmed it, but I think we've heard it from enough somewhat reliable sources that Quinn Gray is in the possibilities of also interviewing for the Hampton University job, which is open.
That is out there.
That we understand. I think that's the only other Division I position that HBCU Division I that's open right now. Is that accurate? You guys think?
As far as I know, I can think of, yes.
Yeah. So somebody, and I don't know. Look, as much as many desire for Quinn Gray to be FAMU's #1 choice, what do you make if someone were to say, well, why would he interview for Hampton? Why would he do that? What would you say to that, Kelvin? Somebody says, well, why is he interviewing with them?
I mean, I'm not here to be an advocate for them. I have my own selfish reasons, but I will say it's a FCS job, and they're a private school. I think the last coach was above 260K as a base, with probably about 50 to 60 of bonus possibilities, incentives. So you could get, it could be a good payday. The Hampton Roads area is an area that has some talent. You could recruit there. I don't know how much stability they have there either. The last 2 or 3 coaches only got 2 or 3 years. And they're in they are in the CAA. So winning is going to be a challenge with the budget. The weather is not as nice. You don't have a house. You don't have a house there. You have a house in Tallahassee. I'm just saying. That would be a promotion, but it's a lot steeper challenge than and nice, even though it ain't that warm right now. In nice, cozy Florida.
Adam Spencer, Hampton Pirate, appreciate you jumping in. It's probably heard a similar rumor. Adam, I'm curious if you think, is the Hampton job a better job than the Florida A&M job? And I'm talking right now.
Well, the question becomes, in terms of, I guess, whomever, if we're using Coach Gray as the barometer, what's important to him?
In general, Marcus. Say it in general. How about in general? Like, there's 2 Division I head coaching jobs right now. What's if you were just blind looking at it without our orange and green glasses on, what's the better job?
I see what you tried to do. Well, I don't know if I could take them off just because for 2 reasons. One, we used to go at it back in the day with Billy Joe at Hampton, so I got a little bias there. But also, I haven't really been following them since they jumped to the CAA. I mean, I know of what they've been doing. Oh, well, with Billy Joe, we were whooping them down, but when they're playing Joe Taylor. So yeah,
when they're playing Joe Taylor, right?
But I don't know. It depends. One thing I would consider is looking at, and I didn't see the numbers, but I know somebody put it out. They looked out the payouts or the potential revenue for the conference. I think Commissioner McClellan put that out, or at least he said it, and somebody put it out on Twitter. I'd like to see what the CAA, what they have comparatively in terms of the overall conference revenue and things of that nature, because that could be a factor in terms of distribution, in terms of recruiting. And of course, Coach Gray would have a particular advantage at FAMU because he's coached within this area. I think the furthest north he's been was at Memphis as an offensive assistant, maybe just before he took the Albany State job. But South Georgia and Florida, he could hit the ground sprinting, not just running. Hampton, he'd have to establish some connections and have to get coaches and connections up there so he could build up the team to compete. And I haven't seen how many players have jumped in the portal from there, so I don't know what their roster would look like. So those would be things that Coach Gray would have to look at, and things that I would look at. Also, cost of living, moving your family. You're not going to move your family up there because you don't know 2 or 3 years, if that's going to be worth moving them up there. So then he'd have a longer travel to go back and see family. So there's a lot of things that come into play. So from the non-football side, I would say that the FAMU job, even with the football, because I don't think it'll take much longer to turn around and you can compete for a conference championship probably sooner at FAM than you do at Hampton, just based on the funding and facilities that you have with your conference peers, depending on which job you go into.
Okay. Good stuff. A lot of good comments. Appreciate you guys in the chat, Zach and Edwin and NC Rattler. A lot of echoing sentiments. Just thought I'd throw it out there just for the sake of discussion. So,
Spencer is definitely trying to sell in the chats. Go ahead, my brother.
Is he referring to the FAMU job? Is that what Adam is? Or was
no, he's talking about the Hampton job.
Yeah. Hampton job. Okay. Well, I mean, look, I've said publicly, Hampton is crazy if they are looking at anyone other than either Dr. Alvin Parker or Dr. Henry Frazier. If they're, I mean, look, those two are tailor-made to elevate that school because they know that market and community so well. And I think that's a big hiring fit too, right? It's not just your record and resume. Kelvin did a great blind coaching comparison, which we'll show a little bit later in the show. But there also has to be sort of that culture fit to that environment for all of these programs.
Yes.
Especially at our levels.
Absolutely.
So I think that's key. All right, let's get ready to take our first break because on the other side, friend of the program, Brother Rick Kinsey, is going to join the show. He's got some good news to share. We always like, when Rick comes on the show, there's always like good news. Rick comes on with when there's no bad news when Rick comes on the show. So we always got good news when Brother Kinsey's going to join the show. So we'll let Rick talk. I don't have to talk so much, and I don't have to load up on Vic. See, look what I got with me. I got my Vicks. Well,
boy, that's old school for real.
This old school. Look, I got this slathered all over me right now, so it feels I smell like a eucalyptus tree right now.
That's like 12-year-old, 10-year-old Kelvin right there.
Hey, it worked. It worked back then.
Yeah, it did.
And it still works today. I know why my mama used to slap it on your chest and on the back of your head, on your forehead. It works like a dog, boy, I tell you. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a break. Come back on the other side with Rick Kinsey. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up and the like button. Feel free to donate if you want to the Cash App or in the Super Chats. We got a great show lined up for you. We'll be back right after these words.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
College football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Kelvin, and Marcus, and joining us is good friend, brother Rick Kinsey. How you doing, Colonel?
Hey, doing well. How you guys doing?
What's going on, Rick, man? Good to see you, brother.
It's always good to see you guys as well. Happy holidays to you as well.
Same to you.
Yes, happy holidays to you as well. Well, why don't we, before we get into talking about the track fundraiser and results, let's get your take on the latest FAMU news with the change in leadership with the football position, head coaching position.
You know, one thing I'm not good at is choosing who the next coach is. I know how to do. I do understand wins and losses, and I think Colzie gave us a good run, and I thank him for that. And one thing I found out is, see, when Rattlers choose their coach, that's not what I'm good at, so I'm not going to get involved in that. But change was needed. We saw some things early on. He had a second year to make it better, and as the season went on, things were not going in the right direction. And so as a result, you know, you take wins and you take losses, right? When you win, you get money. When you're losing, well, you lose fans and you lose revenue. And the Bethune game was a hard one to swallow. You can't use a interstate rival game because that affects recruiting. But then we go down to Mississippi Valley. Okay, that was hard to stomach, and so, you know, we made the right decision, and I think that, you know, our programs deserve the best that's out there, and I think it was the right decision to cut ties and see if we can find somebody better. So I'm sorry it took so long. I do believe it probably should have happened sooner. As you see, our brothers on the other side with the P5s, they let you go quick, man. And they pick somebody up quickly. So they don't take years to make an announcement. They already know who they want. They get rid of some folks, and then, hey, bam. Before you know it, they got somebody else. So what I want for FAMU is whoever we are going to have lead this year is that we, one, get the best coach, but two, provide them the resources that they need. Yeah. Okay, because you know, if you look at athletics, we got a lot of openings and vacancies in the program. So no matter who the coach is, they're gonna have some struggles, regardless. And we have to do a better job at providing facilities, providing financial support, and setting them up for success. Okay, that we can't expect them to win, but we don't have a true winning facility and a program in place. So I hope that whoever we bring on board, we really, really take a good hard look at the infrastructure that we have in place to set a coach up for success. And I hope that's what we're going to do.
Well said.
I know who a forerunner is, but again, I have never been good at selecting coaches, so I'm not going to start now. All I ask is that they come to Tampa and recruit some players from down here, because we got some powerhouse players down here in Tampa. When you guys talk about Sefton, Florida, that's right down the road. We got Onwood High School, Tampa Bay Tech. Of course, that's where I went to high school, so I'm always going to vouch for Tampa players, because we do have some great athletes here.
Yeah.
I'm giving you, Kelvin, but I'm curious, since we're talking about it and the fundraising efforts, and you mentioned that powerhouse group down there where you're from. Can you go back in memory and think about what was it like with, say, Coach Simmons, in terms of the new coach named? We're kind of coming out of a dark era, and the excitement there was, and what were those initial fundraising efforts? Were people really charged to give their money at that time, as you can recall, or was it a build?
Are you asking me, or are you asking Kelvin?
No, you. I'm asking
well, it's like anything. It's a bill, right? When we bring on coaches, when you're winning, it's easy to raise money. Now that's from an alumni standpoint of view, right? So when I look at alumni fundraising, we're looking at $100K. When I look at the enterprise, i.e. the institution corporate headquarters called Florida A&M University, we have to go get $500K and above. I have yet to see that. So how can you win a program, have a winning program, when you don't have millions of dollars coming in from corporate sponsors? Okay, and so we gonna do the best we can, as I call it, at the church level, right? That's us. We can get you about $100K, but that doesn't sustain a program. So when you look at the various groups, auxiliary groups, the 220 Club and the F Club, because again, the Boosters is a DSO. The National Alumni Association is a DSO, and the foundation itself is a DSO. The National Alumni Association mission is different. It's not to actually go and raise money for athletics. That's why we got boosters, right? So the boosters have to go out and figure out a way to bring in a stream of income in the $500,000 and above, consistently, okay? And so what I see, Bryan, is when you're winning, folks are willing to give, okay? And even in losing, folks are willing to give. But as you all know, with winning comes money. With losing, and when you look at now, we can watch the games on TV. You know, folks won't travel to Tallahassee because they already think that the cost of hotels are too expensive. And when you lose it, that's what they pay attention to. When you win it, nobody's worried about really the prices of the hotel. They are, but it's not a big deal, right?
Right.
But when you lose it, they focus on things like that. Why am I paying all this money? Why am I giving? And when we don't see the results, right? And so what I've told the leadership team is we want to hold, and what I don't think we do a very good job of, is holding the leadership accountable for going out here and getting millions of dollars. I mean, millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
To sustain our programs. If we really believe in it, and as you all know, football is the generator for revenue. It's the beginning of the year, it's the season. And so when you start out and you having a losing football season, it permeates into the fall, it permeates into the spring. And, you know, folks are on the bubble about what they would like to do with their funds, and they're talking about taking a gap year. We can't have gap years of giving.
Nope.
So what you see, Bryan, is when you're winning, people don't mind giving. It's the easiest thing to sell, right? And what I have found out is when you take, and I know we're going to segue into this, when you look at our Olympic sports, when they're winning man SWAC championship, you have to hurry up and jump on a fundraiser because people understand that, right? It's a feel-good moment. So I would tell you that from what I've seen when Coach Simmons was here, and you know, I think Willie had about 6 years here, if I'm not mistaken, and he had an opportunity to build, right? And as he was winning, we were giving, but even with that, as you know, Kelvin, and you all know, we had some difficulties on trying to raise money to keep Willie here with his bonuses and different things of that nature. So what I hope is that the leadership provides the support that coach is going to need.
Yeah.
Because we in for as you all know, the APR is gonna hit us this year. So you know we got a lot to be thankful for. I mean, to really think about.
All right. Well, why don't we make that transition and share some of the big news? As I saw it on social media. When did you say you sent out this nice announcement? What, about a couple hours ago?
Well, yeah. Somehow somebody got ahead of me, and they kind of released it prematurely. And so Kevin, you know, I'm gonna have Kevin do some talking because he can tell you how all this came about. But let me just say this to you guys. I am always thrilled to death at the support that our fan base provides us. Okay, and so we had over 168 donors, and as a result of that, we brought in over $49,000, and the goal was only $40K, and we brought in over $49,000. I think tonight we'll hit the $50K mark. But when folks say that we don't support our student athletes, I beg to differ. And that's even in the midst of the news that we get, you know, that we just got recently. So I think it's a setup. You guys bring me on, you know, after we get bad news and we get good news, right?
That's right.
I'm like, hey, I don't know if I want to come on the show now. But we facing that. We just let Colzie go. We're looking for a new head coach. And but I tell you, it's always a labor of love when I look at the support that comes in from Rattler Nation, from family, as well as friends. And I tell you, all this is about donor appreciation. Okay, we don't thank our donors enough. And when I hear folks in the board of trustees meetings and they talking about Rattlers, we don't support, we don't give. But I beg to differ. This is the third time I've been on you guys' show. You know, we did it with the golf team. Yep. We raised funds with the softball team, and here again on the same battlefield with the track team. And I think it's funny because Kevin is always somewhere around, right, when we doing this. And so Kelvin can tell you as well that how really this came about, and you'll be surprised how it came about, how we was asked to support Coach. So again, I'm so very happy, over 168 donors, and even just last week we were on the phone, and I got to thank Dr. Randy here over at the foundation for Frederick because of her team and what they go through to assist us in this effort. Make sure that the cash comes in. We were on the phone with 3 donors at the last minute. You know, we were getting $5,000 in. We were getting $3,000 in. So I would like to thank the class of '82. I would like to thank the men of Kappa Psi Alpha Z chapter. And I would like to thank Black Dollar Give Day and the Rattlers in Arms because just last week, man, things were happening. Text messages, emails were going on, and that money was being transferred into their account. So it's always a labor of love, and we're just so grateful for everybody's support because this is a we thing. Okay, and the Rattlers stood up, showed out in the midst of a losing football season. Okay, just imagine that in the midst of a losing football season, they still gave and supported our student athletes. So we're grateful and we're thankful.
Hey, I put the link again in the chat groups for everybody. That QR code in the top right corner should send you directly to our FAMU track fundraiser. There sends you right there where you can donate in any denomination that you choose. They're already pre-programmed $25, $50, $100 or more. But let's not stop at the 49K. Yes, we went. Let's not stop. Let's keep going because track season is off. And hey, the Rattlers are already burning up the indoor tracks.
Yes,
already.
And Bryan, I tell you, you know, that guy up there called Kelvin Rosier, it's the biggest setup in the world, right? We were not even done raising money for the softball team. And we sitting in the locker room. Kelvin, I'll let you tell the story. Because Bryan won't believe me, right? How this all comes about, the ambush, how it all takes place.
I'll just say we were finishing up the softball fundraiser and you know, trying to get all the marketing and promotional stuff, the announcement for that. And we were outside with Coach and the Coach Ellenwood, Coach G, He saw us out there and he made a beeline straight to Rick. Say, hey man, I need you. He put the full court press on, and you know, Rick does a lot, and he's a busy guy. And Rick has supposedly not going to fundraise for about a year now. Every fundraiser is his last.
Yeah, that's the running joke over at the foundation. Mr. Kinsey, we've heard that before. I know this is your last time, and I'm here to say on your show tonight, I'm gonna have to finish this stuff away after this because it's been a lot, and I tell you, while Kelvin is laughing, you know, it happens this way, right? We were just trying to finish up with softball, and Coach G came and strong on. I say, Coach, I hear you. But I got something else I got to do. We got to hurry up and get over to the foundation, right? And he really thought that I was blowing him off. And that night, because we had the Hall of Fame game that night, and then I saw him. I said, Coach, I haven't forgotten about you. Just give me some time to breathe and get this out the way. And I tell you, at homecoming, he made a beeline to the RV. And this is what most people don't understand. Our strategy is only 60 days. We started this effort October 10th. Today is December 10th. I want you to imagine that, okay? $49, almost $50,000 in 60 days. When we did the golf, it was 60 days, 76,000 in 60 days. We don't go more than 60 days because you start to lose people at that point. And so that's why I say, you know, and even this has been a tumultuous year, as you all know. And Kelvin will tell you, I reach out to him, I say, man, I think it's going to be a little hard, right? There's always a bad announcement that takes place. And I say, hey, man, we got to hurry up because now we're trying to raise money into the Christmas season. It gets tough. And I would tell you, man, last week, people were still pouring in. And even tonight, I'm looking at it. Somebody else just donated again because I can see it in real time. So I thank them for the $200 we just got in. But I tell you, our Rattlers will stand up, and show out. Yep. And let me tell you, if you know, this is not the first time I talked about supporting Olympic sports, right? If everybody chooses an Olympic sport and we can raise $20,000 to $30,000 for those Olympic sports, they are winning, man. Yeah. Look at what the volleyball team just did, okay? And Coach G. And I would tell you that coaches support each other. Yep. One of the things that was so breathtaking, I guess, and heartfelt, when Coach G called me up, he said, hey, I would like to give and support Coach Garfield. Imagine that. Another coach saying he would like to give to support a coach, right? That's pure love. And that's why I say, hey, that's the thing that keeps you in the fight. And you know, one of the things I've expressed to athletics, the best sellers of our fundraisers are our student athletes.
Yes.
Okay. Ariana, the young lady that was with the yard runner with the sneakers, y'all remember that? Had the long.
Oh yeah.
That young lady, I call her. She is showcase ready. And what I mean by that, you can put the camera in her face, and she's ready to go. So what I have asked of the athletic department, have our student athletes sell our programs. Okay, we have to do better at that because when the student athletes reach out, they can play on the hearts and minds of donors in a way that we can't do it. But that young lady, to hear her talk, and the one show y'all had Dawkins on, and when they hear Dawkins' story,
yes,
folks, that's what we have to do a better job of, right?
Yeah.
One of the things I've also asked the foundation to do is put on a workshop for our coaches. We have to actually teach them how to be business developers. Coaches have to have a 2-minute elevator speech when they reach out to donors. They got to let them know what they need and how they can support us. So they got to have at the ready their links. They got to tell them what they need, and you'll be surprised. Donors will pour in and supporting us. But that young lady right there, showcase ready, man. When you meet her, I mean, she is ready. Very intelligent and can express her concerns, man, very well. So I hope that what we learned from this effort is just let the student athletes help us raise money, because I don't think there's nothing illegal about doing it.
And also, I will follow that up, Rick. And this is what we're doing, and I think it's a good formula with what you do to have this platform also to actually tell the story.
Right.
Because it's one thing to ask, can you give me some money to support this initiative? But when you can bring on the coaches and the players and they can talk about the impact that the giving does, and they can show and verbalize their experience directly to the givers and the donors, I think that's very significant.
No, it is. And let me tell you, man, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, you have a platform that we don't have, right? And you all have played a very important role in getting the message out. And I have to tell you as well that this is a collaborated effort, right? It takes the O&G StrikeZone. It takes the donors. But if we don't use your platform, and I thank you for allowing us to use it, what takes us over and it gets the word out. Because a lot of people watch your show and they give because a lot of times people just don't know, right? And that was one of the things, too, I was talking with the athletic leadership is about their marketing has to be better. They have to do a better job at marketing. Most people didn't even know the track season has already started. Most people didn't even know we had student athletes that have set new records.
Yes.
Okay, imagine that, right?
Yeah.
And so we were so focused on the other news, but I'm saying, folks, track and field has started.
Mm-hmm.
And we have two young men that have set new FAMU records.
That's right.
Who knew about that? Right.
And a freshman sprinter who set some records. Right.
Yes. And then they got some good information, and the female team did well also, but who knows about it, right?
Right.
And so I would tell you that you all are at the cutting edge, and you're at the tip of the spear of helping us get the information out. And it somehow, some way, Kelvin always happens to be when we're doing certain things. He's Johnny on the spot, right? So he already has the inside scoop on how things are taking place. Bryan and Marcus, rest assured, I don't go asking to do this. I can promise you, I'm not calling coach and say, hey, I want to raise some money for you, right? It doesn't happen like that. It's like, hey, we have to sit down and we are in this collectively. There are text messages that Kelvin happened to be on. He sees the communication that take place. I mean, we are doing this on a daily basis, communicating with each other. So it helps us tremendously when you all give us this platform to tell the good news story, because it is it's always a beautiful thing when you exceed the goal, right?
Absolutely.
And so to the 168 donors, man, our hats off, because without those donors, none of this happens.
Well said. Let's get the 200 donors, folks. Come on, right here live on the show. Let's get the 200 donors. It doesn't have to be, I know Rick said somebody just dropped the 200 spot. Hopefully they were watching the show and scanned the QR code. It doesn't have to be two. It can be any number, $20, $25, $18.87, $50, whatever you want to do. Just let's get the 200 donors. I want to wake up tomorrow and feel good when Rick posts that post that hits us who's in the group. If you know, you know. And says, yo, just overnight, we got the 200 donors. Man, that'll warm my heart. That'll make me feel this congestion I'm dealing with. Folks, that'll make me feel good if I wake up and see over 200 donors. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, and I think, Bryan, you guys, whoever this new coach is going to be announced next Monday, I think you guys ought to kick off a fundraiser and raise $500,000 for the new coach.
Rick came on breaking news. Rick come out breaking news. Look at Rick. Look, it's all in trouble.
Let's get that link going right now, right?
Yeah. I love it.
First on the O&G StrikeZone.
Lord have mercy. There it is. The fundraiser drive coming up next week on the show. Rick, well, you wild. All right. Hey, we appreciate you again. Great job again. Scan the QR code to donate to the FAMU track fundraiser. Indoor season, good showing at Clemson and the Clemson opener. Go on to FAMU Athletics. Check it out right there on the main feed to go see. We're excited about the start of this indoor season, especially men and women. So that's it'll be good. It'll be good. So, all right, Rick. We appreciate your time tonight.
And then happy holidays to you and your families.
Thank you.
Yes, happy holidays to you too.
And yours.
Okay, take care.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Good stuff. Our good friend Marcus he's got the heart out tonight. Got to be out. Marcus, you want to say any last words to the people before you break out, and before we go to commercial and then come back with the rest of the Super Friends? You're on mute.
That's Super Friends is DC Comics. Avengers is Marvel. You got to make sure you get it right.
Well, I have been saying Super Friends, and then all of a sudden somebody flipped it to the Avengers. I don't know. What are we? Who are we? What are we doing?
I put it on the script.
So he changed.
We are the Avengers of Wakanda.
Lord have mercy. All right, we have to get something figured out. But go ahead, Marcus.
I just want to say once again, thanks to everyone tuning in for this holidays, and thank you for the opportunity for us to get together and objectively, as much as we can, as much as we love FAMU, present the news for everyone to hear, listen, and glean from. And I appreciate both you and Kelvin for reaching out, and also on Monday night. That was my first time being on part of the Monday night review. So I want to thank everyone that allowed me to jump in and do that. And it was fun. I'm still catching up on my sleep. I had to take a nap today because it was a little late, but it was fun. And, just continuing to have that collective input from all of our Rattler content producers is a wonderful thing.
Well, I'm sure we appreciate, we always appreciate you, Marcus, and hopefully by next show, Marcus will drop a lot of recruiting nuggets for us.
I hope I have a lot more than what happened last week, because we only got 2. And I don't know if I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they put in an addendum, that if your coach leaves, I don't know if you're necessarily held to that NLI. So the 2 that we had might be in jeopardy, depending on, unless the new person that comes in does a great sales job.
Well, good points. Well, we'll see what happens. Marcus, you want to hedge any bets? Will we have a new coach when we come on the air next Wednesday?
We're going to have to, because it's recruiting season. We're having players jump in the portal. And we saw what happened last time when we had a prolonged coaching search, regardless, of Coach Colzie eventually getting the job. But having almost like a month, 6-week time frame puts you really behind the 8 ball, especially with a contracted transfer window and opportunities to recruit players. We need somebody sooner rather than later. So I'm going to say yes.
Oh, all right. There you go. Love your positive outlook. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to hit Marcus up on Twitter, Instagram at Decatur_G. Any of your recruiting related questions, Marcus will always be there for you. We look forward to seeing him next Wednesday. And coming up after the break, the Avengers assemble right here on the O&G to recap the 2025 football season, superlatives and things of that nature. I'm totally unprepared, but the good thing is I don't have to do a lot of talking, so I love this segment coming up. We'll be back after this break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions. making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. As you can see, it's a full house of the friends, as Kelvin likes to call them, the FAMU Avengers. Did I say that right, Kelvin? Did I get the tag right?
Yes, FAMU Avengers.
You see, how you not see Iron Man up there in FAMU stuff? You notice FAMU Avengers. Come on, Nick Fury, get it right.
I'm old school. Steve, tell him we old school. We're super friends. That's what we grew up on.
You know. Oh my gosh, not the Justice League.
Oh, bro, listen, come on, man. Against the Legion of Doom, bro. Y'all don't know what y'all were missing.
Y'all missed out. Y'all missed out. Good to see everybody.
Y'all, you gonna be calling us the Thundercats soon.
Never that.
Still one of the greatest. Still one of the greatest shows that never turned into a movie. I don't understand what's going on with the world. That was a movie just waiting to be made. I don't know.
I agree.
Never get that right. Can never get that right. Well, it's good to have everybody back on. We got Ashley and Tashay, Fang Exchange. We got Keith Hadley, Fangs Out Podcast. Steve Campbell, HBCU Coaches Corner. Jay Pete, Spillity Talk. And Troy, Fat Mouth Sports. Good to have everybody on tonight. Sorry I missed you guys on Monday. Life happens, and then congestion comes after it. So
that's why you're Nick Fury. That's why you're Nick Fury.
It's good to have a guy like Keith who can run QB1 and run the ship and do everything. So again, if anybody missed the show on Monday night, it is available on the podcast platforms, actually probably all of our platforms as well. So I mean, you can find it. So yeah, I don't know if we look, I'll start by just saying I don't know if there's anything new or extra that you want to speak on that has happened in the past 48 hours since Monday's show, but I'll go around the horn and see if there is anything you want to comment. Here comes the water already. Ashley,
are we getting prepared?
You might as well get prepared. Anything you want to say or add in the past 48 hours that you didn't get in on Monday?
Well, I would like to say that me and Tashay want to collectively make an announcement that we don't believe we'll need to be coaches next season. We are officially retired coaches. I won't need to be a wide receiver.
Wait, retired? What?
Quarterback to be one. We are rendering our services in other areas. We put on a different hat because we think we might have it figured out.
I was waiting for my letter in the mail for a scholarship offer, man. I was willing to go back.
Yeah, we might help with recruiting, but as far as it's just been a lot to be the quarterback, the wide receiver, the coach. It's
Wow.
We don't relinquish our coaching duties. So that's what I have for us.
All right. Keith, anything you want to add?
I mean, it's been quiet, you know. I mean, I just need to make sure that whoever in our leadership, just make sure you pony up. Don't. This ain't time to pee-foot around. Come with your wallet. Come with your pocketbook. You done paid other folks. Now it's time to pay the coach. Don't let other folks take what's ours. It's ours. It's ours. In the words of people at church, it's harvest time. And the harvest is plentiful. Unfortunately, at FAMU, the laborers are few. But guess what? We got a worker and we got a ram in the bush. And I'm just saying, there's a ram that should be in the bush.
I see what you did there.
Never shy on analogies. Keith is that's an educator right there. Never shy on analogies. Mr. Campbell, you know, he must be Steve. I mean, I can tell Keith been watching Mr. Campbell's shows because you know, he sounds like one of them orators like you be coming at him, Steve. He'll spit some knowledge, brother.
Hey man, listen, no, that's that FAMU education, man. It's international, man. Listen, the young ladies speak very well. You all have done it well, man. Listen, and for us Esperanza, you know about orators, that freshman year in the orators, you had to get that together. And plus, like I said, I was a freshman class president, so I had to get my Jesse Jackson on back then. Run, baby, run, you know. So with that being said, I want to make it clear. No, Quinn Gray has not been hired as our coach. So that graphic is false. So stop texting me, stop asking me when is that has not happened. Okay, so I just want to be clear on that because I've gotten that graphic 55 times, and I probably got 2 more times in the last 5 minutes being on this show. So he has not been hired, so I want to be very clear on that. And, you know, I'm just saying this, and, you know, I made a joke about I had Mississippi Valley Blues. That has now been cleared up on Monday. I'm feeling better and stuff like that. So, you know, it for some reason only struck Rattlers. It didn't strike Tigers. It didn't strike Lions. It didn't strike Panthers. It only struck Rattlers. That only happen once a year. So I'm glad that we got a vaccination for that. I'm feeling much better, just to let y'all know I'm good.
I got to give a shout out to my guy who put that. I know my guy who put that graphic out that you're referring to. And when I saw it, because of course, just like you, Steve, I got hit with it about 3 times. And I saw who posted it. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, who's, you know, all you know, I'm not even going to say it, but I just put on this. I had to send a text and say, who's your source? So I know who his source is. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just kept it quiet after that. But so interesting. Jay Peets, what's good, brother?
It's going good. The boys are back on the other channel. Basically, you know, just wrapped up our Celebration Bowl picks for Saturday. Spoiler alert. We all went with PV. I think we as a conference in the SWAC can maybe kind of get on a SEC type role with HBCU national championships maybe, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I've seen the image as well. You know, I checked with my source and he told me no idea. I checked with the second source. She said the same thing. Don't fumble this, because right now, you know, I feel like we're basically, you know, 3rd and 1 at the goal line, and we better not fumble the snap. We better just go ahead and run I formation and get it in. I can't say the other thing I want to say. Granted, today's news that's come out. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. She knows what I'm talking about.
Look, put it in the private chat. I need to be on the same page.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat.
I ain't on the same page with y'all. You guys are great. You guys are insiders. I'm not. But
a lot of Old Bay in these problems.
While he's putting that up there, can we please look at Edwin Moore's Delta double gout? He said we had.
Yeah, he said we got a gout.
Man, the jokers ate too much fried fish when they went up there. I promise you. Like, I don't know what the heck.
Delta gout. Go ahead, Troy. Troy, how you doing? What's the latest? Wait a minute, did we lose Troy?
I like to be clear. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Uh-oh. Troy.
Yeah, so I don't know nothing about nothing. I want to be clear on that. Here we go again.
It's the ibis. It's the bleeping ibis. It started last night. That bleeping ibis got Troy last night, and he sniped him again. Somebody put Ed Reed up there in the chat, and that's who keeps sniping.
He likes to somebody getting him.
When you don't belong in the playoffs, Keith, something like that happens. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Yeah, Brian, you might want to check the private chat real quick because I did.
All right, I got you.
I said I typed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, good stuff. So we'll wait on Troy to get his. I know he'll jump in with his connections and things like that. Kelvin, do you want to show before we get into recap? While we got, I was gonna be petty because I am an alum of Petty A&M. Can everyone raise their hands if they got the SWAC championship game correct? If you pick the correct outcome of the SWAC championship game, can you raise your hands?
Because the cousins both said it.
Only 4 out of 7 got it right. Hold on, let's see if Troy, are you there?
I'm back.
There you go.
I'm back.
We were just taking an informal poll. Who got the SWAC championship game right? That's all. Just kind of.
Can I make one statement though? I'm gonna put an asterisk in my mind because I said this. I said if Cam Peters plays like an all SWAC quarterback, Prairie View will win, and he played like an all SWAC quarterback with 294 yards passing, 100 yards rushing, and I did tell that. So I did say that.
Yeah. And I said Prairie View plus 8.5, and I won there too. So cha-ching. There you go. So winner, chicken dinner. So good stuff. Nice. Good stuff. All right. We'll talk about
already for that Celebration Bowl. Get up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
everybody get up.
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So let's go with that.
PV, but I'm not taking PV. I'm taking SC State.
Okay. Raise your hand if you're going with South Carolina State Saturday. 1, 2, just 2. Okay. All right. Everybody else is going for Prairie View, I guess, right? You see Prairie View winning this, yeah?
I'm a SWAC guy. I can't do nothing else but that.
I think I see Prairie View. But it is a tough one. I think it's gonna be close either way. But
it's gonna be a good game.
I want PV to win. I'll be sitting on the SWAC side cheering them on, as I did last year for Jackson and everything. Y'all might get me for that, but I'm always gonna root for the SWAC since we in the SWAC. But I do think that Chinnis is gonna come back with a vengeance, and he ain't gonna go 2 times straight and lose. I got
SC State by 3 touchdowns.
Brian might have a graph that says it's different.
3 is crazy.
Brian might have what?
1 for the 5, 1 for the new.
You may have a graphic that says different. She said that Chinnis ain't gonna lose twice in the championship game. Look at his postseason record.
I know. But I got you. I know. But I got him.
Yeah, I just.
All right. Let me show the coaching graphic. What do we call this? The blind resume, right, Kelvin?
Yes.
So the blind resume. I'm gonna have to take the chat out here for a second. Let me see if I can get this to work the way I want it to work.
Is it blind or does someone know? Let me see.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure out.
It ain't gonna be hard for you intelligent folk to figure it out, but it more so is. Let me see how the best I can bring this up. Okay, so to bring this up in a way that says, what do you value? Where candidate A, Coach A, with an overall record of 24-11, 20-4 in conference play in his first 3 years of coaching, right? Has managed to win 1 national championship, been to the conference championship twice, won it, 1 playoff appearance, and a 2-1 record. Coach B, 27-7 overall. And you can see in his first year going 500, 5-5, and then unbeaten in year 2 and 3. Winning 2 Black College national titles, 2-0 in conference titles, but 0-2 in the playoffs in 2 appearances. Coach C, 30 wins, 9 losses. You can see he had a very rough year 1, but he turned it around in year 2 and 3. No quote-unquote national championship, although he came very close. Went 5-2 in the playoffs in just 2 appearances. And then Coach D with a 18-15 record. Real rough first year, but rebounded quite nicely in year 2 and in year 3 appropriately. So we'll go down the line. I'll start at the bottom there with Troy. Troy, what do you value from this quote-unquote blind resume?
So first off, I want to say being colorblind got somebody in trouble, and I can see what this is.
I'm about to say I know exactly who I'm picking.
So my pick is
over there.
my pick is gonna be the pick that I know boosters will donate for. So my pick is gonna be 1.
Coach A. Huh? Okay.
Well, but why? Because there's some coaches that have. So for context, this is 3-year period at Division II schools in similar conferences. These are real coaches, so it's apples and apples. But some lost their first year, lost badly. All of them had 500 losses except one. Is that a bigger value? Some had better overall records, but then some had better conference records, which is like versus like. And then some had championships in terms of HBCU championships and postseason wins, NCAA wins, and then some didn't.
Right.
So what stands out for you? What do you value?
It's the overall improvement from year 1 to year 3. So year 1 and year 2 are very similar, but year 3 shows me that not only did he get it in the HBCU space, he got it on the national space. So if I'm looking for a coach to take Mother FAMU to the next level, I'm looking for a coach that is not going to be SWAC good, but is going to be national good.
Okay.
Jay Peeps, how about you? What do you value when you look at this resume of 4 different Division II coaches?
So maybe I was cheating a little bit. I did a little bit of research with this just now because as y'all saw me grab my tablet real quick. So for me, when I look at Coach A, I went back and kind of just studied through, the numbers and stuff, margin of victory, things like that. And, year 1, 2023 was what you would expect from a first year coach. Year 2, the numbers kind of, or the point average kind of went up there. It was a higher success rate, I should say. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there was also a conference championship appearance that I saw here. Yeah. And then, you go to this season as well, then you start seeing again, the margin of victory gets even wider, an undefeated conference record once again. And then, of course, 1 loss is to a Division I opponent. And then the other losses in the playoffs as well. So my thing, I'm like Troy. Who's the guy that's going to get you the most donors? Who's the guy that's going to, put you on that national stage and keep you there? Who's the one that's the most consistent? Granted, Coach B is also and C are also consistent too. But truth be told, and I want to say playoff records, but truth be told, I'm gonna go with Coach A. No favoritism or anything.
No, none. Mr. Campbell.
Listen, I'm gonna say this since it's like you could say some of this is obvious, but I don't see Atlanta. See, so I know he ain't on there.
Preach.
So I don't. Since he ain't on there, then I'm gonna have to definitely go with A, because I know who A is, and I would definitely respect A. And I think again for me, A is one of my top 3. But again, I like that. I like that singing guy talking about the Atlanta's home of purple and gold. I need Atlanta to be the home of the orange and green. So I need that to be sung. But Coach A.
Tasha?
I hate when y'all do this kind of stuff to me because of what I am, my type A personality.
Go ahead, be who you are.
No, it's just so for me. It sucks because I know who A is, right? And it's hard for me to navigate for two different reasons. And I'm gonna come from y'all in the chat. They're gonna tear me up, okay? But I'm gonna keep it funky.
All
So, Coach A, if I'm just looking at stats, of course, but there are some nuances in that I would have to consider just because I know who Coach A is. We do have to remember that Atlanta, Coach A, we weren't able to achieve when we had Atlanta, or what's the other, the shady one? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's at the other A&M.
I see what you did.
Okay,
I see what you did.
I see what you did there now.
There's some nuances in the maneuvering of coaches and how we have Coach A to be where he is now this year, which I still respect what he did because you got it done, whatever. But, you know, for that reason, I'm still going to go with A because, like I said, the nuances just with me knowing who it is. I believe that there is some Rattler, there's a need for some Rattler culture in the locker room. We need to get back to that. But I just think that it's hard to look at this just from straight data and statistics because there's a lot of nuances in all of these stats. So I'm going to just say that. I'm going to leave it at that.
All right, Keith.
So I know who Coach A is, but if I'm looking at straight records, y'all say what y'all want to, Bobby. I'm taking Coach number C there, boss. Call me Uncle Ruckus if you want to.
No, go ahead. No,
but I'm looking at the record, and you know, I purposely did the joke because some of y'all gonna be like, "You just love the white man," and no, I don't just love the white man, but I definitely
I like the white man. I like the white man.
But I'm looking at that year one was what it was, but we also saw that man coming to brag, and he put a little scare into some of us. The year number 2, 7-1. Year number 3, 13-1. Last year 2 losses, my bad. And he lost the game in the playoffs. And it was a close game against Newberry, and Newberry gets a kickoff early on in the game. And he's shown that he can also recruit Florida very well. And he's taken talent that other coaches on this list have turned down and has made something out of it. He's taken controversial talent. That quarterback was controversial, like to the point to where Coach number A was told pretty much he couldn't take that quarterback. So imagine if Coach number A had that quarterback.
Coach number A.
So Coach number A. Look, I'm Tallahassee. I'm Tallahassee country like that.
Oh my God.
So I'm saying looking at the numbers, C, but knowing who A is, it obviously is going to be Coach number A.
No, he said it again.
I showed you on purpose.
You did.
On purpose.
Ashley.
Okay, if I can be objective with just looking at the numbers, right?
Right.
Coach C absolutely jumps out, right? And what I see is year one was, again, something you could expect from a year one. I like the overall record as well, although Coach A's record isn't way off, but I mean, it's still a better record overall. Then you look at like how they improved from year 1 to year 2 and then to year 3. To me, speaks to philosophy, culture, and recruiting, potentially, because maybe this coach came in and just had to take what they had in year 1 and kind of instill some things, and then kind of flip the room and instill culture, instill the boundaries of what their philosophy is. So Coach C jumps out to me. Off, and I don't like that national championships is at 0. I will be honest, because you want the trophy at the end all be all of it. But this Coach C gives me hope that in 2025 we can keep this going and kind of it's so close but so far. So Coach C come back after all this 2-0 and the conference championship appearances, playoff appearances, 5-2, your playoff record. We're gonna give you a contract extension because you already in year 3. We're gonna give you your contract extension. We're gonna come back and we're gonna build on what we've already had. So I got a lot of faith in Coach C, and I like that overall record. I like to win. So
Kelvin, I don't know. Does Gerald and Zach know something I don't know? I mean, what do they know?
Right.
What do they know?
They know who each coach is, and so they know when someone is speaking and they thinking it's one coach, but it's not. I'm going to reveal the coaches. In the chat.
Oh, I got you.
And on the panel.
Y'all go check the chat. Go check the chat, Keith, because
Yeah. Yep.
Is that who it is?
Probably. Well, Keith kind of insinuated.
I'm gonna reveal it until I looked at the year. When I saw 2024, I realized I'm like, no, that's ATL Pro. That's not who I thought it was.
Yeah. See,
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. I like that.
You did real well with the
nuance. That, Ashley.
You did real well with the nuance. There's a lot more nuance that I got out of this in doing this project. But Bryan, you go first before I talk about why I did it and reveal who the coaches are.
Well, honestly, I'm just curious why nobody's talking about Coach B. And Coach B is who I believe Coach B is. I mean, short of the inability to finish the end of the season on a positive note, I mean, Coach B is pretty doggone impressive. And, would be worth every penny that is coming to his way, that should be coming his way by a lot of these job openings that are out here. Because if I'm not mistaken, Coach B is now coaching in the FCS in so
Atlanta,
that's where I would be looking, but that's me. But who are they? Go ahead and go with the big reveal, Kelvin.
Yeah. Okay, before I say who the coaches are and where they are now, when I did this exercise, I've heard a lot of comments centered around the selection and front runners and what constitutes a good hire at the HBCU level, FCS level. And so it got my mind to thinking, and I realized that there was a candidate pool of coaches that would be a great test pool to line up blindly and see what people would say and what they would value, whether it would be overall record, whether it would be conference overall record, whether it be championships, black college, whether it would be NCAA playoff victories, because each coach, all of them are successful, and it is about what you value, what the nuance are. But also, I wanted to keep apples and apples, so 3 of these coaches are already at the FCS HBCU level. Only one, which everybody kind of spotted real quick, is still at the D2 level currently. So I'm gonna start with Coach D. Coach D, 2 playoff appearances, 1-1. He's at Alabama A&M right now. This was when he was at Miles. The 3 years he was at Miles. Okay, Coach C. He's in Atlanta right now with Prairie View. These are 3 years he was with Valdosta State. Jermaine Jackson. Coach B is also in Atlanta currently right now. This was when he was at Benedict.
Oh, okay.
He's at South Carolina State now. Then Coach A is Coach Gray. And some of the nuances that I picked out was, for me, what stood out was actual conference light versus light record, as well as playoff records, because I like postseason success. So those things mattered more to me versus overall records. And then Tasha started down a path about nuances, and I didn't want to make it too big and to go too much in the rabbit hole. But some other nuances was, well, one of the good things I thought was that almost all these coaches competed against each other at some point.
Correct.
Head to head, their teams.
Yep.
Yep.
As a
And
matter of
conference
fact, talking about scheduling, which is why I poked when I said I focused, and this I had to look at it though, and it made me go down the rabbit hole. I had to focus on conference records versus overall records, because the out of conference record for these coaches and who they had to compete against weren't apples and apples.
Right.
But in conference, I think it was more apples to apples, and it shows their true coaching. And I just be real specific. So Coach A had to play Valdosta State 3 times, plus FAMU this year. So, and Wingate his first year. So the out of conference competition that Coach A played, I think, contributed a little bit more, especially early on, to not have as dominant, even though it was a great record, it wasn't as dominant as the other coaches. Honestly, when I did this, looking at it blindly, even though I knew who the coaches were, I agree Coach C probably had the strongest resume because they got the postseason wins and 2 conference titles and the best overall record of all 4. But as you can see, the point being for me was this. So we done seen 3 D2 coaches in the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, leave Division II sides specifically, and one from the GSC, and take jobs with HBCU FCS schools, and 2 of them in the championship this year. And 2 of them turned their programs around year 1. They came in blasting. And then, of course, Alabama A&M had a slew of injuries. They got off to a good start, but they had a slew of injuries, so it's hard to judge year 1 for Sam Shade. But what I gathered out of all this information as an information point was that Coach A projects whoever gets him to be someone who can come in right away and impact a program, be successful. If you look at his peers, and that's kind of what I got out of it. But it was just fun, something that I brought up, and I thought it would be fun to see what everybody else would pick.
So let me make sure. I just want to make sure I heard this right. So Coach C is my guy, Atlanta, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought when I looked at the year, and I said, okay, wait a minute. Because at first I thought it was just coaches that were still current in their location until I saw one was 2024, 21. So I'm still
I took the LC, I took the FBS stuff out. I mean the FCS stuff out. Just they 3 years at their school at the Division II level.
I didn't see that year on it at first. I didn't see that 24. Yeah. I saw. I was like, is that 25?
Mm-hmm. Got to get there.
I love that. But I think one of the things we often do is we discount the value of an HBCU experience. Like, we've just seen a former HBCU coach. Granted, he got fired. He just made millions of dollars, lost his job. 4 weeks later, he's at James Madison. His name is Billy Napier. Billy Napier coached at South Carolina State University. And they had an amazing offense that season. Parlays that into multiple opportunities to the point to where while he was at UF as the head coach, he gave Buddy Pugh credit and talked about how great of a coach he was and how great and how important that experience was. And then he goes and he turns that into the University of Florida. Granted, he didn't do the best job there, but it's UF. I mean, honestly, we ain't gonna go there because I really don't care about them Gators. But now he's at another school, and sometimes we discount how important these opportunities they are. And we spend so much time trying to say we only want somebody that look like this. And guess what? The people will come across your tracks, get a job at your school, use that as a launch pad, and take that as an opportunity. We've seen that at Jackson State. We've seen that at South Carolina State. Hell, we've seen it at FAMU. And so we've seen where coaches will come there. Manny Diaz's son, was he not on the staff at FAMU? What did we not see Timmy Chang come over to Jackson State, be the offensive coordinator for quite a long time? And is he now back at his alma mater at the University of Hawaii? So HBCUs are a fertile planting ground. We just have to be willing to understand that they're willing to jump the track to come take that opportunity. Maybe we need to go do the same thing, because if you don't want it, somebody else gonna come get it.
Yeah.
Good take. All right, let me go. Let's get through the season review here. I know we have done a great job all year on Monday nights, recapping game by game. I'm not gonna, me, I can get long-winded about the season of the past and the highlights of the season. I don't think we need to relive the details. They are a bloody mess. So we'll just get right into it with our most memorable moment. Now, the memorable moment, of course, does not always have to be a beautiful, bright memory. It's just titled Most Memorable. So, Ashley, you get to start first. What's your most memorable moment of the 25 season?
Good or bad, right?
Yep. Whatever's memorable to you.
Just making clear my parameters before I say this.
Oh, because now don't forget, there is worse of the worst. There is worse of the worst. So, that part does exist.
I'm going to have to go with, if I pick one, it just keeps jumping out at me at the moment, I'm going to have to go with the buzzer beater loss in the Classic.
Oh.
As a bad, memorable moment.
All right. So that's interesting, because
that pass, I just can't get it out. That open receiver at the end, I can't get it out my mind.
All right, Tasha.
Most memorable moment, remembering that there's a worst of the worst. So I'm gonna save my memorable moment for the worst of the worst. Memorable, I think us getting spared on that onside kick during the Albany State game. Because y'all know that kick went 10 yards. Y'all know that kick went 10 yards. We really got spared in that game. Okay. So I'm gonna go with that being, because my stomach dropped when I saw it, and I thought that we were about to actually lose that game. So that's gonna be my most memorable moment.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that one. Keith, what you got?
Can you see the video there, Bryan? I uploaded it for you.
Oh, you want that? Hold on.
Just make sure the audio's off. Club brag. Like, I'm sorry. That is my most memorable moment. I refuse to let these mofos sit up here and let me end on a bad note. Club brag was lit. I'm sorry. That first night where we had the light show was amazing. It was epic. It was a beautiful situation. The stadium was packed. It felt like FAMU back in the day. And I refuse to let a play against Cookman and Valley ruin the simple fact that I enjoyed my FAMU lead this season. So club brag at night with the lights, swag surfing, 20,000 in brag. That was the best moment of the night for me.
That was against Albany State, right?
That was
Albany State.
Yep. It was. Up there bopping and about to get beat.
Clenching my toes, my fingers crossing my eyes, everything.
What do you got there, Mr. Campbell?
Well, it's simple for me. My most memorable moment, I'm down on the field. I was put on the big screen, and it was 3-3. And I had people, after it turned out to be 40+3, saying Steve Campbell, because they knew me from Jackson, and Mr. Campbell, because they knew me from YouTube, of thousands of Jackson State people calling my name, asking where to go get a drink at. That was my most memorable moment, because I had never heard so many people call my name at one time and saying, we need to get some wings from FAMU, because they know about wings that we do on Wednesday with the breakdown show. So that was my most memorable moment. That hurt right there. That hurt right there, because my phone didn't stop ringing.
Jay Peeps.
So, okay, keeping in mind the worst of the worst. So my most memorable moment was losing the Orange Blossom Classic in a walk-off, because that showed that this is only a microcosm of what's to come. If I could go back in time to that game, I would tell myself, I'd sit next to myself at that game and just be like, buddy, this is only the beginning. So you might as well buckle up and just get ready. Yeah, like you're going for a ride. So, just seeing the inconsistencies from the offense, not knowing where the play clock is, which you should know that but the minute you go out on the field for warm-ups, and then, not being able to get the offense lined up, which I had trouble with that all season long. And then, of course, having to utilize timeouts at, like at the wrong times and everything, like not knowing situational football. Like, I think that was just the most memorable moment for me. And then, of course, like the field goal at the end, that was just gut wrenching. I couldn't even enjoy the licking afterwards. I just couldn't. I love the
licking too.
I haven't been before.
Dude, hit it up. There's one in Orlando.
The Orlando was really good.
It's overrated. The food take too long.
Not to me.
Do y'all remember at that game? Speaking of JP's, that we was.
I know what you about to say.
Seconds, we was swag like we had to run that game.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We just knew we had closed it out.
Screaming.
Absolutely.
When I tell you a tale of things to come. Wow. Sorry.
Troy, what do you got?
I hate to go back to the Orange Blossom Classic. If y'all follow me, I had been screaming Knowles by 10 for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was in them people's press box. Every time FAMU did something good, I was tap dancing. Every time Florida State did something good, I was showing out. I don't know why they ain't throw me out the press box.
You was worse than Bryan?
Oh, I was way worse. I was way like
Bryan.
I'm sure there's a video of me running out because I had got the scorers was like quiet please at that point. So it was the whole range of emotions, and then for the game to end the way it did, I think the moment for me was the open miss pass to the running back towards the pylon. I think that hurt me to my heart as much as I was celebrating. That right there hurt me the most because I felt like that would have sealed the game and I would have had a complete my teams won that weekend. Yeah, that was the moment for me.
Kelvin, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the Albany State game for the reasons Keith said. Number one, the environment was just electric. But the main reason I'm going with the Albany State game is because we needed a god doggone win.
Yes.
And we found a way to win. It took me off a suicide watch. I wasn't happy, but I was happy.
Did you lose your coaching contract?
He's just volunteering. I mean, we ain't fired all the volunteer coaches yet, evidently.
Yeah.
My most memorable moment is something that happened not once, not twice, but 3 times at home and had never been done in, I don't know, this century.
With a belt.
This century.
BCA.
We allowed 40 points. I mean, it's wild when you go. I literally went back through what little bit of archives there is to go back and realize that
all
had
season
never been done. I mean, we had some bad teams and bad coaches prior to, but never had a FAMU defense giving up 40 3 times at home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
See,
I hate to hear what your worst gonna be then.
Right.
Look, I thought Michael Irvin gave it bad to Dope, but man, FAMU, we was next in line right behind them Seminoles. Way Michael Irvin was swinging that belt at that stadium that day. We got it all season long. Got tired of getting whooped.
Well, since I ended it, I'll start worst of the worst for me. Since you asked what could be worse, there is nothing worse than having to call a Hail Mary when you are like, I mean, beyond ecstatic and just thinking to yourself, there's no way that the one play, I mean, it's 4th and 9. There's plenty of time. They can get a first down. I'm thinking overtime. No, as Keith would say, these motherfuckers are going for this. They're going for the whole thing. They not thinking field goal like most coaches and most teams. No, we're going for the home run, and I'm going to point to the end zone, and I'm going to throw it that way, and I'm going to look and say, oh, no, he's open. Oh, God. I'm just glad that call is lost somewhere in the shuffle, and it's not being hashed out again, because I would be mocked endlessly by Bethune-Cookman fans for probably years at that call. And they would be like, hey, listen to the FAMU broadcast announcer on the call of this game.
Oh, man.
And how
hey, wait, let me tell you something. Don't you think somebody ain't got that? Because I'm going to tell you this literally just happened to us on HBCU Coaches Corner on something so random that these guys found a clip of Coach Cole talking about Prairie View was coming. And that was way back in September. So don't you think them BCU folks is just not wait till next year to come? I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
So folks got DVRs, brother. Trust me, that game was DVR.
Well, I'm hoping that nobody's audio recorder was working. That's all I'm gonna say. That was my worst. That was my worst of the worst. Losing that game after winning it. Well, at least I thought we won it the way we won it. And then to turn around and lose it the way you lose it, that was a kick to the cup, as the kids would say. Kelvin, how about you? Worst of the worst?
By far, because for me, not only did it cement the season from the beginning to end, put that bow at the end of it, but it also, in my mind, and I think in a lot of leadership mind, was the nail in the coffin. That lost the Valley. That, I mean, the whole season, preseason, when we had the Avengers together and we talked about it, we were making our projections and predicting. Oh, man, that Valley game I ain't even worried about that one because that's a get-back game. Got me looking nutty as it almost came out. But yeah, that loss to Valley was just unforgiving and unforgivable for me. That's my worst.
Ashley?
My worst, I'm going to stack on top of what Kelvin said and say that loss to Valley with the backup quarterback.
That wasn't just a backup. Wasn't he third, fourth string?
He was somewhere down the line, but it's bad enough that he wasn't good enough to be a starter.
The resurrection of Rice and Rice and Totten reemerged.
Yeah. You can't. I don't even know how you give that, and not to mention it created a losing streak.
You already had,
It did.
We're on the streak right now. We got to redeem ourselves.
Listen, this is simple. I'm from the great state of Mississippi. Mississippi Valley came into the SWAC in 1968. And I have heard more about that Valley win than Mississippi Valley beating Jackson State when they had Jerry Rice and Willie Totten. That's how bad that Valley wins. Them folks, when you got people in all the SWAC say, Valley got a 2-game winning streak against FAMU. Do you know, other than you take those years out, they probably only got 2-game winning streaks, maybe against UAPB, in their whole history.
Yeah.
So that, to me, to understand, and like I say, T-Bucket's my guy. I know they're up there working. But there is no way first of all, it was unbelievable that we lost the first time to lose the home winning streak at that. So let's start there. And then for there to be, and like Kelvin said, are we going to handle this? We got to put 50 on. And to lose that game again, and to get all the texts and things like that, and then not only that, and people saying, are y'all not going to leave them in Mississippi? And I'm like, I didn't drive the bus. So, that hurt right there, man. That You know, so I'm just saying, whoever the new listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Whoever the new coach is, and T-Buck, I love you. But when they come here to brag, 70 minimum, 70. And I'm talking about people that they even got on scholarship. I want people that are coming out there just to put on a uniform and play. 70. I'm serious, no less than 70.
For real.
Agree.
Look, Jack State is my number one target, of course, because that's how you win the SWAC. But my second, 70. 70, point blank period. Because we got to dead that. I don't even want to be close. 70.
Tasha.
Yeah. So my worst of the worst, Bryan, of course, took it. So this is my second worst of the worst. I went to the game in Baton Rouge at Southern. Southern had won one game up until then. The week before, they had scored 3 points. And they came with a brand new coach, interim coach, with a new quarterback that they had not been playing the whole season, with the worst defensive line I probably have ever seen Southern have, and put 35 points on us. We literally got into a shootout with the worst team in Southern's history in the 76 years of the program. This is the worst record Southern has ever had. And with a brand new coach,
3 days old,
the brand new interim tight end coach.
He was a newborn coach.
Newborn infant came and scored 35 points on us. And I had to stand there in the stands on the Southern side, because my child is at Southern, scared that we was really gonna lose a game to a team that had scored 3 points the week before.
You heard that one for a while, didn't you, Tasha? You heard that one. You probably still hearing it.
Still. It was close. It was, you know how the young kids be doing, clock it. We almost beat you, clock it. Girl.
Put on punishment. Put on punishment.
Every time they scored, Mom, clock it. Cozy, ooh.
You should have just changed the locks on the house.
She ain't been back since. She can come back for Christmas.
Keith, what you got?
Y'all got half, but y'all right. It was Mississippi Valley everything. We just looked at the outcome of the game. The entire Mississippi Valley experience this season was raw, unfiltered, unorganized trash. From the game that didn't happen in Atlanta that should have happened to the game that did happen in Mississippi. And the worst of it is, not only did you get ate up by the mosquitoes, you also got your butt wore out and you got fired. And you got fired on your birthday. Respectfully, Doc, like, I hate that for you, but like, the whole Mississippi Valley experience was the worst of the season, because before you got to the game, you was a laughing stock, because it was like, dang, y'all just unorganized. Y'all got janky promoters, and we hearing about it. Trust to believe, I heard about it for sure. Y'all got janky promoters. Can't trust y'all shimmy boys. Y'all real shiesty, ain't you? Y'all sneaky. No, we ain't sneaky. And then, never mind. It is the whole Mississippi Valley experience was just a sham. From Atlanta, and then coming out, never mind. Y'all could at least play that game at Morehouse or Clark or somewhere. No, we're gonna take it back to the Valley. We're gonna go get you in the Valley, down in the Valley. Yeah, down in the Valley. Don't nothing happen, but the Rappers got naked and got wore out. I'm sorry. No, the whole Valley experience all season.
And don't forget, they hadn't scored an offensive touchdown in 4 weeks. They had not scored an offensive touchdown in 4 weeks and put 31 points on us.
With a second string quarterback.
And beat you on the same place you lost in the Classic on. Where they do that at? So the whole Valley experience.
When you had the same defense.
The whole Valley experience. That was the worst. From start to finish.
All sheet the same.
Mississippi Valley, everything. Next year, you play that game in somewhere else. I don't need it in Tallahassee. I want it back in Bragg just so I get my lip back. But look, you can move that game to Jacksonville, Thomasville, something. But take that somewhere else. I need a new venue for that game next year.
They sure said that defensive sheet said BCU.
Oh my God.
Jesus, boy, y'all. Woo, Lord have mercy. Jeez, well, good luck following that, Troy and JP. Troy, what you got? Jesus.
So for those that y'all know, I have been trying to be able to cover FAMU.
Mm-hmm. Wait, but you gonna ask about that quarterback or what, Troy? You gonna ask about that quarterback or what?
I have been trying to cover FAMU for 2 years. And through the grace of God, we got a guy in place to answer my email. So this was supposed to be my exciting season. I had been talking noise on every platform. I came on this platform and said, bet your eyebrows. All that. And Mr. Campbell told me, he was like, when Gray trying to audition for that job, it ain't going to be a blowout. He
did say that. It's true.
He did. I think him and Kelvin said that.
Yeah.
And we know you watched the platform. There was no excuse for a letdown. And I'm sitting on the sideline going, look at this mess here. Mr. Campbell.
Somebody grandma, don't you?
And he was, because we was on the sideline with him a couple of times. Troy was distraught. They ran my man pressure up. They ran my boy pressure up.
I believe y'all.
There was a bomb that the whole stadium got quiet for 4 seconds.
Wait, it was a bomb. Then there was another bomb because he hit the bomb on the same dude.
Oh my gosh.
19 got burnt twice.
Oh, here we go.
Twice. Oh, Lord.
No, I'm talking about the one RJ threw.
Oh.
The whole stadium got quiet. And I was like, this is going to be the start. And it never started.
Never started
again.
again.
The season went down from there. For me, the season went downhill from there. That was my moment. That 4 seconds of silence that didn't happen, that was it for me.
What you got, J Peeps?
Well, I would reference, RJ turning into Jamarcus Russell, the last game of the season. I would reference, Colzie's inability to be able to realize an onside kick. But I got to go back to the Florida Classic, of course. That was my worst of the worst. Losing that game on busted coverage, and then if I'm not mistaken, was that, someone correct me if I'm wrong, was that Timmy McClain's first start the whole season?
No.
Not his first
Cam
start.
Ransom
But he pulled him off the bench.
He had been benched for like 6 games.
Yeah.
Wow. So add in the fact that also a journeyman had come into the game after multiple weeks on the bench. So it irritates me to see a defensive back knowing in crunch time where you're supposed to play deep, play your responsibility deep. Don't worry about a simple drag route or 8-yard crossing route coming across the middle of the field. You get burnt in the last 28 seconds of the game to lose it. That's just, it pisses me off. It just pisses me off. I've never walked out of a stadium so quick in my life with, I much like my 1-year-old nephew, I've never had a temper tantrum like a toddler before in my life like that since I was a toddler. I've never packed up a tailgate so fast in my life. I sent my family to go look at the vendors on Tampa Street, and they came back. They were like, wait, where's everything? I'm like, I packed it up. Let's go. Let's go. And they were like, we're not going to sit here. We can eat it at the hotel. Let's go. I was like, I am 38 hot. And I was just the whole ride back. I'm just sitting there. I'm telling my dad, I'm like, they got to fire him. They got to fire him. There's no way. You can't bring back garbage for another season. You just can't. I'm glad he's gone.
I just got one thing. Did J Peeps go old school black mama? You ain't getting nothing to eat here. We got food at home. We leaving right now.
I sure did. I sure did.
His voice changed too. His tone changed too.
I pack. It's it's a bad day when you pack up all the liquor and everything, and you put that you just put it away. Everybody's like, I can't get a drink. I was like, nah, You can drink it at the hotel.
The bar's closed.
Exactly.
Now you ride with me. Now you ride with me. If you ain't ride with me, go ahead, stay, do what you want to do.
Oh, exactly. That's what I said too. We took 3 cars. I said, look, you better get in the car you came in. Ain't no room in here. I got food in the back seat. Hopefully you find a spot when we get back.
Wow. Well, clip that, folks. Put that one away. Dig a nice little hole in the ground and just shove all those memories deep down in the hole, and hopefully we don't have to relive those in the new year. When we come back from the break, we're going to give our superlatives to the special teams MVP, offensive MVP, defensive MVP, and the undervalued or underdog of the year. So, take a few minutes, get your thoughts collected. You guys in the chats as well. And coming back on the other side after this break, more from the FAMU Avengers as we look to try to put a bow on the 2025 FAMU football season right here on the O&G StrikeZone. We'll be back in just a moment.
Football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a state, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
With over 25 years of serving our communities, Destiny Financial Services, a division of Global Life, is here to help you and your family through difficult times. From cancer care to accidental industries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life, but you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call DFS at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com. That is 877-300-8269, or again, the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th for event and ticket information.
Alrighty. There we go. All right. Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone with our FAMU Avengers, Wakanda, as Kelvin would like to call our group. The 2025 FAMU football season recap has mercifully come to an end. Our first, I would say, our most disappointing year since becoming a member of the SWAC. without a doubt.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing what the new coaching situation looks like going into next week. Hopefully, next week we'll see what happens. Anybody want to take any over-unders on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday? No. Ooh, nobody's feeling froggy, huh?
Let me see. Look at the calendar here.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Monday.
We did at the beginning of the season.
I'm going Monday.
We had all them ambitious picks. Let's not do it.
I love it.
All of us was going 9-2 at the beginning of the season. Pretty much.
9. I had 8. Don't do that.
You did, but the rest of us were undefeated.
Some of us said 10. Some of us saw 2 seasons.
I said before was 8-4.
We was definitely going at the beginning of the season. We were going to defend Bragg at the beginning of the season. Baby.
Yeah.
We did defend Bragg. Them other jokers didn't defend Bragg.
We did not.
Everybody didn't get the memo. Everybody didn't get the memo, Ashley.
Kelvin and the crew was outside of Bragg defending every Saturday with some nice get your ass. Them Negroes inside the stadium ain't do yet.
Early. This is the first time. Out of all the times I tailgate at Bragg, we usually have later games. There was twice this season that I came and set up the tailgate at 8 in the morning. This was the season I did it. But as Tasha, to your comment, all I'm gonna say is, as they say in basketball, shooters shoot. I'm gonna keep shooting.
There you go.
Thank you, Gail, for reminding us. We could have avoided Valley had Kelvin just stuck with Gail's plan of only prayers, but no, Kelvin said, let's do bold predictions.
Shoot.
All right, so shoot.
You know what?
Okay. Boy.
I'm gonna take a bold swing here because I've been saying for a little minute here, it's gonna happen either before the Celebration Bowl or after. If it don't happen in the next 24 hours, I'm with everybody else. It's probably gonna be Monday.
I got Friday.
I'm gonna say Monday.
Who won the Celebration Bowl?
No. I'm gonna tell you why.
Celebration Bowl?
No, Keith. We, as a partner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, we are not going to drop news like that. As we are not going to usurp the Celebration Bowl on Friday.
Hey, Bryan. Did they find our announcer?
I was about to say I'm Thug Different.
Didn't that same partner find our announcer and suspended for 2 games? Drop.
We don't know them people then.
I could see them putting it out right at kickoff.
But if you seen the Boondocks, you know what he say. Either old person, I'm Thug Different. Friday, I don't care.
What if they put it out on Saturday, like right at kickoff?
You need a disclaimer, Bryan. You need a disclaimer.
That was
y'all going straight A-Rod, boy. Golly.
Barry Bonds.
No, what'll happen is here's how it'll happen. Anonymous sources will start leaking it on Friday that the announcement is coming on Monday. So what is everybody talking about in Atlanta? That's what'll happen.
I like if it
happens.
But
well, if that happens, it'll be 5-minute graphics all over the place that say who X person is our coach. So it won't even be if you think they'll say he is.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that train has already started, so we're ahead of schedule.
Hello.
That's true.
Friday.
That's true.
The moment they can confirm, they dropping it because they want to be first.
And stop following me on Twitter thinking I know something. I don't know nothing. I can't hook you up with a scholarship.
You better take them followers. They're not bots. They're not bots. You better take them followers when you can get them.
Like, share, subscribe.
Exactly. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit thumbs up, all you who are watching. Appreciate you. All right, let's go to our superlatives. We're gonna go piecemeal by piecemeal here, starting with the special teams MVP. Kelvin. Let's start with JP. He went last time, so you go first. JP, okay. MVP. Who you got?
So my special teams MVP. Well, I have a special teams MVP and then a co-special teams MVP. Both of them are unfortunately now in the portal,
But for this season, my special teams MVP was Daniel Portomatic. I mean, he had a little bit of a slump there, but throughout the season, fairly consistent and honestly the most reliable guy on this team. My co-MVP, just based off of one hit alone, Jackson Carson Wentz, the long snapper. Should have given him some snaps at DB as well. But yeah, those are my two special teams MVPs.
Oh wow! Now, I had no idea that's who it was that hit that made that hit. I didn't associate him being the long snapper on that.
Should have saw if he could backpedal.
Yeah. Troy, who you got? Special teams MVP.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Portomatic. I don't have any additional co-MVPs. Portomatic has been consistent. He was the star out of the 10,000 kickers we brought in, so that's my guy.
Tache.
Well, to not pick the same person that everybody else picked, I'm gonna pick the win that helped us to get those field goals in there.
The win, oh my god!
I mean, if it's not Porto, then I gotta pick the win.
Hey, there you go.
Did you, Tache? Is Porto? Did you come up with it? Was it Portomatic? Or you came up with a name for him?
Portomatic.
It was Portomatic. Okay,
yes,
that's what I thought. Okay. See, he could have had an NIL shirt opportunity had he chose not to jump in the portal. But okay.
Just stick with us, Porto.
I'm just saying.
Now he's Porto. He not
Porto.
Wow. Like I'd say the name stays home. He ain't Portomatic no more. The name stays home.
That's copyrighted.
Porto. Okay.
That's copyrighted. Don't be taking that on to some new school trying to use that.
They got my daddy blood on it. The name stay home.
There you go. Wow. Family blood. Special teams MVP. Who you got?
I think I'm gonna go Ingsler just to be different. He had to punt a lot. He's also in the transfer portal. And so just to kind of, consider how many times we did punt the ball and unfortunately how many times we had to use him. He's gonna be my other guy just because otherwise it's gonna be all Porto up and down the line.
Steve, who you got?
Hey man, this is simple. It's Daniel Porto. I mean, and I give him credit. He did a great job because the funniest thing was he was like the offensive MVP week after week at the 220 club. So that boy ate good the whole year.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Sure did. Damn sure did. Ashley?
It's pretty obvious. It's simple. Porto is who he is. Thank you, my boy. We thank you for your services.
Look, the most impressive thing about Porto was 51 yards into the wind. That was the one that sold me on how good this dude was. And so, man, wish we would have had a kicker like that the year before. We would have beat Troy. But anyway, I'm not going to go there. Kelvin? Anybody other than Porto?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think he in the portal too. And I saw what somebody said it's gonna be Porterlet with Portal if you go, but remember these guys still have it. They just announced the new staff will be able to have the opportunity to retain. But I'll go with the long snapper. He was very consistent. He did his job at an elite level because we didn't notice him, and he did make a few tackles downfield too. But yeah, the long snapper for field goals and punt, your special teams unit couldn't have the success that they have and the consistency that they had without him making sure that it's routine. He get the snaps to him, so I give it to him.
I think the punting and the kicking, field goal kicking, when we've had healthy individuals, has been very good over the 4 or 5 years
elite
in the SWAC. Not talking about the return coverage.
Yeah.
No, not talking about that.
Yeah. The kicking team in general.
We're not talking about, yeah. And hey, how quickly we forget. Remember, we started the season with those horrible punt formations. And eventually that leveled off. And they fixed them. But God dog, was that a horrible
mess. It makes a difference when you assign a coach to a struggling section and say, hey, we're going to give this struggling section to this coach and let them coach that individual section. It's amazing.
Bullying works. Kelvin bullied them until they changed it. Bullying works.
Kelvin and the 220 Club. The 220 Club came after the Howell game. Now, Coach, that they call him Coach. Coach, can you explain that punch? They got on his behind by that.
Baby,
they were like, we watched decades of football and we ain't ever seen nothing like that, Coach. Why did we do that?
Ever, never, ever.
Nope. God bless those folks. God bless them all. All right. This will be interesting. Offensive MVP. Lots of interesting choices you could go. I don't think we had one person make all SWAC. Well, I was going to say we had one person make all SWAC. That was Ashton Grable. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go. Let's start in the upper right corner. Ashley, we'll go to you first. Offensive MVP.
I actually have two people in mind, but I'm going to side with this person. And it's going to be Porter. He scored enough points to win some games.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wow. Okay.
He scored a lot of points for us. He saved the day a lot of days. Thank you, my boy. Again, we appreciate your services.
I ain't gonna lie, I did not expect that, but okay.
That wasn't on my bingo card.
That wasn't on my bingo card. I took a shot at you if you had that on your bingo card.
If you really sit back and think about it,
you're right.
The game we won. Who?
You're right. About 12, 15 points was from Porto.
It's petty, but it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I ain't saying it's wrong.
I'm tight, but it's right.
You're right.
He scored all the points in the first quarter. Yeah.
Hey man, this is one of those things that me and Keith sat and I asked this question for a young man that basically played half the season. It was Jamal Haley, because we was like, bro, where was this cat at the Howard game?
Yeah.
Because the thing about it, he scored the most touchdowns. He scored 8 touchdowns, had over 500 plus yards. And I just think, again, we could have seen some Ahmad Miller type numbers if that kid had played, and all of a sudden we discovered him when the season was over, which was crazy.
Because he was a third back at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And just get no carries in the first 3 games, basically.
Not really.
Mostly
like
little baby Haley is in the little baby saying she wants to see more, but he's in the portal.
Not a
he's planning. He's
planning to get in the portal.
Yes, they're not. None of them are in yet.
None of them are in officially, but he plans to.
He's announced.
Not a surprise.
Go ahead, Keith.
I'm gonna shock y'all with this one. And it's off of pure numbers, honestly. RJ. Look, I had to say it's all pure numbers. I was not impressed, especially at the beginning of the season. But by the end of the season, excluding that last game where he finally threw them 3 picks, which I was waiting on them picks, he actually has good numbers. And he is the offensive leader statistically. Yard wise, you don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. You don't have a 1,000-yard receiver. I was going Thad Franklin, but off of pure numbers, I would have to give it to RJ.
Keith, you're the same guy that was beating him up.
Damn straight.
Or putting for no numbers against good teams.
Damn straight.
Keith just gave that man a participation trophy.
I mean, look, the offense was so bad.
Person in mind, but I had to give it to the one that saved the day a lot of days. But he was my RJ had numbers.
RJ had numbers. I mean, if we're going to be real, he had numbers. I was leaning Thad Franklin, because Thad had some numbers too. He still hit 800 yards, and we didn't use him worth a damn. Like you almost yards per carry.
Yeah. We did not.
But honestly, Thad should have had 1,000 yards, but we didn't use him right.
Tache.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Keith. You slick son of a gun. Let me tell y'all something. I just know what you did there.
What do you do?
My family is a member of your bond. See, he went with his frat brother. See, he trying to be slick. You almost going to do that.
Bro, I was going to say that. I was going to.
Wow. Family hear me. You know what he just did, right? No, bro. Yeah, I know he let you get away with that. See what you did there. I just want, Brian, I want to put that on record. That you see, Keith, I caught you. I know what you did there. You tried to slap that. You was on the shield on the bar, but I caught you. See, good, yeah. I see you, bro. I see you.
No, my cavalcade is never far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't hurt yourself now, Tasha. I know it's tough.
I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Thad. I can't. I'm just go ahead and give it to Thad.
Who's the second and third choice, Tasha? I'm just curious. That's where the more interesting story lies. Go on now.
Hey, Tasha, the struggle is real. I'm gonna say what you may not.
Oh,
it is.
I'm gonna give it to that. Just because he dealt with some injury, he had turf toe early on, and then I don't think that he was used properly, and even with that, he nearly ended the season with 900 yards. When we needed a few the 2 or 3 explosive plays that we had on the whole season. Between him and Haley, provided that, gave us that little boost. So I'm gonna go with that. Reluctantly, I'm gonna go with that, but I'm not gonna say what I want to say.
What you want to say?
Don't worry. I said.
You'll say it.
You'll say it. None of them should have got it if we saying offensively, but that's what you want to say. That's okay.
Wow.
Look, what I showed that the other night. We ain't ducking.
That's why you pick a special teams player when none of them should got it.
Hello.
That's why I
Smart
went with
move,
the look, this Kelvin Colby, I was leaning on the shield.
Troy, what do you got?
Yo, mute.
You all right there? You all right? Are we sure he's on mute? I don't
I was
know.
like, he ain't mute.
He was
It
It ain't RJ. It ain't RJ. It ain't RJ.
It's Thad. He's had games where he's gotten less than 15 carries. It's Thad. Most of the season, he averaged 5 yards a carry.
Plus,
what we doing? My best video at a game was him scoring a touchdown running right at me. It is Thad.
Well said. Well said. Go ahead, JP.
Yeah, so for me, I got to go Thad Franklin as well. 838 yards on the season, was 7 TDs, 7 rushing TDs. Had he not had the turf toe, like we mentioned, had he, been used properly, I think he could have had 1,000 yards for the season.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, and we're still waiting to see a FAMU running back for the first time in like years rush for 1,000 yards. So I got to go with Thad Franklin. I think he honestly right now also is the most pro ready guy on this offense in spite of such a bad season. And that being said, also, I'm curious to see where he lands, whether it be, getting drafted, whether it be an undrafted free agent or, a mini camp invite. So, yeah, I'm going with that here, offensive MVP, because, outside of Daniel Porto, just move on.
I'm looking up something. Kelvin, you got yours ready?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. I was looking up something here.
So I'm gonna say what somebody else wasn't gonna say. I don't give a damn about stats. I spent half of the season cussing that joker out, man, trying to get Jet started, man. Them are empty stats for me. So who I will go with is the tandem of running backs. Both Haley and Thad because they were consistent. Our wide receivers, remember, earlier was dropping passes, running wrong routes. It was offensive line was bad. The running backs were the only one that were fairly consistent the entire year, and they didn't have any mess ups on or off the field, right? They just kind of went about their business. They didn't complain, and when they wasn't getting carries, they didn't get down. They just produced when their number was called. They were good teammates. So Jamal Hill and Thad, frankly, are my definitely my offensive MVPs. And though the quarterback had some stats, man, he's in the portal too. That's okay.
As much as I would, we know what's crazy. I was, we had to do a halftime segment on the highlights of the year on that last game against Valley. And so I'm glowingly talking about RJ Johnson and how his low interception ratio. And for a minute, I got my guy in my ear telling me, hey, we're going to put him up for nominee for newcomer of the year. I'm like, yeah, you know what? He could possibly get it. And then all of a sudden, the second half happened, and those turnovers just glaringly just pop out, and we lose. So as much as I want to give my offensive MVP to RJ Johnson, he did lose it on that day. So I was looking up Thad Franklin's numbers. His 838 net rushing yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry on 166 carries. The most yards since the 2021 season when Bishop Bonnet had 972 net. Most yards since then. We have not had a rusher go over 800 yards in any of our previous championship seasons. And we've had some pretty good backs, right? Kelvin Dean, Terrell Jennings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
None of those guys went over 800. Dad went over 800 this year with 7 touchdowns. You're right. Somebody said he could have been a 1,000-yard rusher. Should have been a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yep.
Should have been. That's probably the biggest tragedy of the offensive season is that he was not. He lost the 50 yards that he lost because he had 878. The 50 yards he lost were on those stupid jet sweep, or not the jet sweeps, the toss rights, toss lefts.
Yeah.
Instead of running his butt north and south, we were running him east-west. I didn't understand that for nothing in the world, but it is what it is. Congratulations, Thad Franklin. That's my offensive MVP. All right, defensive MVP. This might be harder than the offense. For a defense that bled out on the field practically every quarter, with the exception of the first 3 against Howard. We got to find some defensive MVPs. So I'll start with you, Troy. Who's your defensive MVP, if you can find one?
When we talk about blood, sweat, and tears, when we talk about orange and green, when we talk about leadership, when we talk about that dude, it's Nayron.
Put his picture up there. Put his picture up there, Bryan. Put the picture up there.
True that.
It's Nayron. That man had a concussion, and his mama prayed him well, and he came back a couple weeks later.
Amen. He did.
She did. She did.
Mm-hmm.
She woke that boy up. She woke him up when she got down there.
Yeah, sure did. I forgot about how that might have been a memorable moment right there.
I forgot about that one. That was a memorable moment.
It was.
Yeah, we cried on the sideline.
That was scary.
We were in tears.
That was scary.
Who you got, Campbell?
Hey, man, it's simple. It's Nayron. And he was the heart and soul of that team, and he was one of the few guys that understood what being a champion was. And what was most frustrating, as somebody who breaks the game down with coaches, he was the only one that Coach Cole never said he ain't supposed to be where he's at, ever. And we broke down all the when those games are bad. And you know, Keith, we had Coach Cole on. He never, ever said Nayron was out of place. And Nayron was always looking at the guy like, why are you not in place?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times we saw that, even on that the Valley game and on the Bethune-Cookman Florida Classic game. Nayron was like, what are y'all doing? So, I mean, for that young man, you know, he is. I always tell people there's a difference between being a Florida A&M football player and being a rattler. Nayron Jinx rattler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
Let's see. Go ahead, Tasha.
Yeah. So since everyone said Nayron, I'm gonna go with my girl Aretha Franklin. Gowns, beautiful gowns.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that one right there.
I mean, you know who my favorite player was before the season started. But I'm also going to mention Jason Rouse Jr. We can't discount the fact that he did lead the team in tackles. But for me, it's going to be Nayron, especially when look at the beginning of the season. Look at time played. Like, Mr. Campbell talked about him being a rattler. Like, it's after 10:30. He never bitched and moaned about not starting this season. And he got effed over. He never complained. He didn't fuss about it. He didn't cry about it. He was a man about it. And when Coach woke up and started playing him and realized when he was on the field, the defense was better, he just kept playing. And that's why, for me, Jason Rouse is up there with me. I got him next to Nayron, but it's Nayron because he is a champion. You just saw the picture. I took that at the Celebration Bowl. Ain't nobody give me that. I took that picture of him. But he did it with pride. He graduated. He's a J school graduate. Go look at the man's Instagram page. The Rattler pride hit different. That's somebody in 10 years I would love to see coaching at FAMU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would love to see him on the sidelines at FAMU as a defensive coordinator because it hit different and it hit where it was supposed to. And that's somebody that when the Fang Exchange puts him in front of you, the alumni get behind. Much to what what he was in the previous segment, previous segment, when he's saying, hey, stop hiding these players in the post game and not bringing the players to us. You bring guys like Nayron to the public.
You absolutely
so
do.
that, hey, this is who you're supporting. This is where your Fang Exchange dollars are going. Because after the game, when we lost, when we got apologies from coaches, and when we didn't get press conferences from coaches, we got apologies from Nayron Jenkins. Whether the internet was good or bad in Mississippi, we got a, hey, Rattler Nation, we let you down.
Yeah.
And that's from a senior, a Celebration Bowl, a champion. That's why he's my defensive MVP.
That's it.
One of the biggest mistakes I think Colzie made was trying to isolate his players from the public and the media, when in fact he should have been letting guys like Nayron Jenkins come to the pressers and speak, because he is that passionate guy. Guys like him and Grable, I mean, let those guys come out to the public. I mean, they're seniors. They know what it's about, right? Let them guys be out there and speak. I know you're hiding all these other guys and trying to control the message, but anyway, what's done?
Not just that, Bryan. To that point, though, we earned that. Like, miss me on some of this other stuff. We protected that as the media in that room this year and last year. I, for one, protected that. Go catch that Alabama A&M post game. What you don't know is I cut off the audio early. And it's for a good reason. What you don't know is last year, Daniel Richardson walked in the room, had some fun. He was loosey-goosey. Hey, bro, we got you. Ain't nothing you said. You're good. We're going to protect you. So when you've got a media that said we will protect the players, bring the players to us because we've earned that right. I don't deserve to be in the media room But what I have done and what we've established is, hey, we're not going to screw you over. And if something's not supposed to be said on camera, one, we won't record it. And two, if we do record it, we'll clip it and cut it out. Whoever the next coach is, you got a media room that gives a damn about FAMU. And honestly, you could thank Joshua Padilla for that. You could thank St. Clair Moraine for that. You could thank Vaughn Wilson for that. And you've established that. They trained us. I'm not a trained media member. I'm a historian. So I'm just there to document shit. But when you sitting up there hiding players from us and we've shown we'll protect you and them, bro, that's a disservice, man. That's messed up. Mm-hmm. You don't do that because then the Rattler Nation don't trust because they don't know, hey, we there to protect. We're not trying to mess you over. We're not trying to get you fired. We want you to win. But bring the players to us so that we can help you build a relationship. That's what we're here for.
Well said. J. Peeps, defensive MVP.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So one thing is I will give Nayron his kudos. I will say, always a positive guy, always a great locker room guy. From what I can just look at him and tell he's a great locker room guy. Some guys just have like that it factor to them. And he's definitely that, like even when we had him on Wednesday back over the summer, like leading up the day before the spring game or the week of the spring game, he was just so excited about all of his teammates that had came in from the portal, certain players that were, returning and stuff. Like he spoke so highly of each and every one of them and the expectations for this season and everything such as that. So, kudos to him. He is 100% a Rattler and has my respect. He's always welcome back on any of my platforms. But with that being said, yes, he's a great player. But at the same time, I'm going to give my defensive MVP this season to Jason Riles because of the fact that, I always saw him flying around no matter what the score was until they pulled him off that field every game. I saw him trying to be a captain of the defense coming in because he knew Kenwick Thompson's philosophy and what, him and Colzie wanted to do, even though it wasn't necessarily the right thing all the time. But he did his best this season, because I sit not too far from behind the defensive bench. So, every time that him and Justice Cross would come off the field, they're the two that are not sitting down. They're the two that are always, buried in those tablets. Looking at those tablets, trying to figure it out, what's wrong. Like that Albany State game, as much horror stories as we have from it or as much good as we take away from it, I think back to that game. That was the one in particular where those two, him, Justice Cross, Nayron, they did not sit down on that bench. They constantly always trying to juice guys up, keep the energy up, trying to let them know, look, we need to get a stop. They've done their part, especially when Jet came in because Lord knows we needed him to make a play. Jason Riles was the same one saying, come on, we got to make a stop now. They've given us a window. They gave us our wind. So yeah, that's my defensive MVP for this season.
Nice. Ashley.
So in the words of Minister Vashawn Mitchell, I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody.
Oh my God.
Nobody greater than Mr. Nayron Jenkins. And for all the reasons that you all have said that I don't need to repeat tonight, Mr. Nayron Jenkins is my defensive MVP.
The 45.
Well said. Well said. I will just share what's so cool about Nayron. And I don't know when you all first encountered Nayron. We were fortunate enough to have Nayron on our show as part of a story we did in the spring before his sophomore year, I think it was, Kelvin.
Yes.
Where he and a teammate were going on an FCA missions trip. And it was the story, I don't know whether it was Gerald who wrote the story or Vaughn or probably Gerald. But, we had him on the show. Either Kelvin or Marcus was like, hey, let's bring these guys on the show. And they were, young. I mean, they've only been on in the program for like 2 years. Nayron had been, right? So you didn't really know, he's a special teams guy at that point, little undersized, but after talking to him, you saw, you heard, and you were like, man, I hope that's somebody I can root for and get behind in the future. And we kept saying, man, I hope he gets a shot. And we'd see him slowly get on the field, slowly grow to the point where he got a lot of minutes last year. And maybe he was undersized. But I tell you, man, nobody had a greater heart, bigger heart, and a love. And so, I'm with all of you, or those of you who said Nayron as well. What do you got, Kelvin?
No need to prolong it. Nayron, by a landslide, for all the reasons that everybody stated. He represents what a rally is on and off the field to the highest level.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I know we all know Nayron is graduating on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we say congratulations, salute to Nayron and all of the graduates, all of the guys who
is graduating. Dad is graduating as well.
Gasset is graduating.
Good. Congratulations to all those guys who are about to graduate. All right, the undervalued or underdog of the year. Roof. Undervalued or underdog of the year. Troy, we'll start with you. What do you got?
I've struggled with this. And I'm about to floor everybody, but remember, I come in peace. Marva Johnson.
Be very careful there, Seminole.
You sure that wasn't Mr. Magic? You sure that wasn't Mr. Magic?
You might lose your card. I'm gonna sit back and lose it.
You sure that wasn't Mr. Magic? I'm just saying. Voila, magic. Mr. Magic is saying he's behind so many times. It ain't funny. I tell you, that's the athletic director that keep on giving.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm being serious when I say this. I, at every point, expected her to not do what needed to be done. And when we raised enough hell, she did what needed to be done. Now, I don't know who pulled the trigger, actually. She put the statement out there. So I'm going to give the quarterback the credit of what needed to be done. Yes, as a Seminole.
The quarterback or the owner?
She's the stakeholder. She owned that problem.
That's Jerry Jones.
So
I'm a Cowboy fan.
Listen, I when she made the speech, I was waiting. It wasn't terrible. I set the bar real low. But
it couldn't be.
Y'all got to understand, I lost eyebrows. I can't lose no more eyebrows.
Hey, Troy, you live in Tampa, right? You live in Tampa, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You know what you sound like? That's like giving Brad Johnson the credit for Tampa Bay winning that Super Bowl.
Oh, snap. Wow. Oh, snap. Oh, my God.
Trent Dilfer. Okay. I'm sorry, Trent Dilfer. Who was the 1-1 with those?
It was Brad. It was Brad.
He can fly to both of them.
Brad Johnson, the kudos for winning that Super Bowl. I'm just, hey, man, listen, I got to keep it 100. I ain't got no problem. You know you my guy. But, bro, listen, a blind man had to make that decision. You didn't need to be no president with no JD to understand that had to happen. I'm just trying to say, the thing would have been worse if she didn't do it. Not because it was already known that she had to do it.
Low hanging fruit.
I'm with you, Troy.
Like, listen, y'all know me. I scream NIL till I'm blue in the face. She got in a BOT meeting and said the words that nobody else would say. And the dude from St. Pete who did not want to say those words are now saying those words. Marva gonna be my underdog. I'm sorry. I'll be the bad guy.
Powerful stuff there. All right, Steve, what you got?
I don't know what I got after that, boy.
Hey. Tough follow.
Okay, I'm gonna. But let me say something. Troy's my guy, so I'm just joking. That's really I don't because people take stuff out of context. I'm really just messing with you, semi. But my underdog, who I thought really could, and I had high hopes for, was Big Play Wilch, because you saw the ability that if he would have caught the ball a little bit more, and then been gotten the offense, I thought there was opportunities where this kid would have been like X-Man, K-Dot, you know what I'm saying, Marcus Riley. I really thought that he was going to, even gas it, you know what I mean? And it just never got a chance because our offense, because we would check down Charlie or we wasn't making plays throwing the ball down the field because we don't throw him 3 yards. But this kid was in one-on-ones all the time, and he was whooping people and never even got the ball to him. So that was my underdog. I hated to see that talent not being utilized, and even gas it to a point where you just saw these guys with this incredible ability where we're talking other than Jack State, and I guess I'll give Alabama State, that had semi-okay defensive backs where we should have just been running past these guys. We were running past these guys against Valley, and we weren't throwing the ball to them where they should have 2 or 3 more touchdowns. But Cookman, who had the worst defensive back rating, I don't think people understand that. They were rated the lowest defensive backfield. And those guys should have been running past.
Good stuff. Tasha.
Well, unlike the other categories, this one is probably the easiest for me. I have many in this category, and that's sad because it speaks to the fact that I think that coaching didn't get these guys where they, should have been and could have been. So I'm gonna shout out, pretty much all of them. I'm gonna start with Miles Campbell. He didn't have enough targets this season. I'm going to also go with Baby Burris. There were a lot of times where he was hot and we did not, I feel like we should. I'm going to also go with 4 and 5. Justice Cross on defense and what's my other guy?
Bryan Norris.
That combo I didn't see it out there enough.
So those are my underdogs is Miles Campbell, Baby Burris, Justice, and Norris.
That's a good list there, Tasha. That's some good stuff. Keith.
I'm gonna go with 2. One, he's a Seminole. Goldie. I did not think we got the most out of Goldie.
Thanks.
The other one is a Tallahassee kid. He's in the portal. He actually was on the honor roll, so you need to bring his ass back. Andrew Ritter. Andrew Ritter, I understand. He's in the portal. But Andrew Ritter had that Nayron type of Rattler spirit about him. Yeah. Like he had that, you saw where even when we were getting our butts handed to us, he was wanting to be on the field. Like he wanted to be a part of the game. And he had that physical FU about him that you need from a tight end / fullback. And I don't think we got the most out of our tight ends in general, Campbell, Ritter, or any of them, but especially that guy, because he brings a little what for, as they say on the Jeff Cameron show, to the game that I really think I would love to have next year. And if he can keep them books like that is, he also brings some GPA to your APR that you're going to need.
I like that. Look at Keith thinking outside the box. JP, what you got?
So for me, I gotta go with like how Tasha said, I gotta go with Ahmad Burris. He played the role of what a slot receiver is, trusty, always there when you need him. He's the safety choice, although I don't really think our quarterback knew what a safety choice was. But nevertheless, looking at the numbers, 17 receptions, 222 yards, only 2 TDs. It felt like I thought he had more, but he really started to flash in moments, here and there. I'm not sure what's going to happen, with his future at FAMU, but if this was the end of his tenure here, he proved his worth. You know, I would have loved to see him get more targets in the slot and more looks like, you know, jet sweeps, you know, or double moves in the slot, seam plays. But, you know, it is what it is. Change is coming, and he might be a casualty of it, but he's definitely my underdog for this season.
Ashley.
I'm going to go with, I really have 3, but I'll probably just go with 2. Baby Burst, absolutely. If you hear me talk to Shay offline, I'm always like, man, we got to figure out, we need Baby. He has so much potential. There's so much that I believe we did not see out of him. And what we did see, you know, was a joy to watch. So just imagine if we really, you know, like many have already said, you know, used him more and effectively. Also, surprisingly, hasn't been said, but I don't believe that Jet was given a fair from an undervalued, underused opportunity. He did get used early on in the season to be like a spark plug to the engine, so to speak. And I just think that he should have had a better opportunity to really compete for the role. Now, with that being said, things got figured out from a quarterback perspective, and the numbers show that. So I'm not saying sitting here saying that he should have been the bona fide starter, but I do believe that there's a lot more in Jet that we never got an opportunity to see.
I'll say he should have been the bona fide starter from the beginning of the season. I ain't ducking no smoke.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, perfect segue for me to go to my most undervalued underdog of the year was none other than RJ Johnson. For many of those various reasons that Keith just went to.
I'm the bad guy? I'm just trying to figure out I was the bad guy. Okay.
No. I'm okay. Look, I'm gonna
you definitely not a bad guy now.
No, I'm gonna love a petty A&M.
Tyrone is the bad guy. He over there bringing the streets over here to this good God-given earth that we have over here. We sanctified. We stay at the streets.
Look, for a guy who had the kind of season that he had and was I'm going to use the word earned. I know people will say given, but I wasn't on the fence. I'm not there every day to know why. I'm still, look, come on, tell the truth. We all waiting to figure out what the story is and the why, but maybe that'll come out later. No, we don't want to know why. We don't need to know.
I thought the cleanup man
waiting on the story. Some of us ain't waiting on the story.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
We know the story.
It's written.
We know the story.
The story was written before the season
started. Let me just say, for a kid who came to FAM had a good high school career. Tasha, you saw him up there in Atlanta. Had a good high school career. I know people in Atlanta who would constantly tell me the kid can play. He can spin it. He had 2 years of sitting, never got a snap at Toledo, comes to FAMU, right? And he was from day one, from game one, the underdog. But as I would, to finish off a season where you start 11 of 12, you throw for 25, nearly 2,600 yards, which was the most yards thrown in the SWAC. Now, obviously, a lot of that is largely because Andrew Body got hurt after the 8th game. But regardless, the most yards thrown in the SWAC, 18 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, which next to Andrew Body, the best touchdown to INT ratio, second or third most overall touchdowns. I just thought he was underappreciated.
They dropped 6 interceptions.
Look,
Bryan,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Nobody in Atlanta
you know
told
what?
you that boy can spin.
You know what? That
Nobody
hold on.
told you that. Nobody in Atlanta.
Yes, you did. You know who said that? We just not gonna say his name. We not petty.
Oh yeah.
No,
we know who said it.
They
We
said
just not gonna say their
they
name.
said he could play.
We not
They
petty.
didn't say he could spin it.
Yes, they did.
I know who you talking about. Ain't
I do
nobody
too.
in Atlanta said he
I
could
do
spin
too.
it. No.
Yes, you know who said it. The pound cake man said it. Don't do that. The pound cake man said it. Patty cake, baker's man. Make me a quarterback if you can. He said it.
Because that wasn't even his game in Atlanta. That wasn't even his game. I feel like RJ's strength,
but
if we want to talk about that, it wasn't what he did best.
He was a 4-year or at least a 3.5-year starter. Right. His teams were successful, were they not? They were. Thank you.
In the words of J-Max. In the words of J-Max.
Hey, look, I can go look at Max Preps. I can go look at Max Preps just like anybody else, and you can see what his teams did. All I'm saying is, the one thing that
we understand what you're saying.
You can go look at the history.
It's my turn.
Go look at the history of FAMU quarterbacks.
No, I got to get in on this. I got to get in on this.
Finish. I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry I'm not moving faster.
Bryan, you still plead your case, huh?
Still.
I understand.
I am because this is the last time. Look, this is the last time I'm going to get to defend R.J. Johnson. So let me just go through my emotional moment.
Damn straight, because he about to transfer up out of here.
Yes.
Okay, like Chris Brown. Deuces.
There are many of other great quarterbacks over the last decade who have played at FAMU. And I don't know if any of them had the completion percentage, the lack of turnovers that R.J. Johnson had. And I think that I don't care. Look, you telling me that 6 people dropped passes is like when you look at that kid's test that somehow got an A, and you say, how the heck you get an A? He guessed right. Well, hell, he guessed right. He got it right. I mean, at the end of the day, don't nobody care whether he guessed A when, he really wanted to put B, but he guessed A. I mean, no one cares at the end of the day. We're not going to remember that. We're going to remember that the final numbers say what the final numbers were. All right. Anyway, R.J. Johnson, I will remember you for what you were, undervalued, underappreciated. We wish you the best wherever you may go. All right, I'm done. Kelvin.
I just got one name for you. When you said that, it's Cam Peters. That's the name I got for you. Because them numbers you just screamed out, Cam Peters don't have that, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And if you look at their Prairie View's offense, not their defense, and their offense, I would dare, and I promise you, I get 5 coaches on to say we had just as many offensive playmakers as Prairie View did, if not even better at the running back position.
Cam Peters has a better team on the other side of the ball.
No. But that offense also scored 30-something points against that offense scored 30-something points. While offense couldn't. How many we scored against Alabama State? Because we couldn't go past 3 yards. Wait, that's the game when we asked we couldn't throw past 3 yards.
Convert on 3rd and 4th down, Steve.
And
Come on now.
We couldn't catch worth a darn that game either.
And we were dropping the ball like it was a hot potato.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, hey, Cam Peters, great quarterback, but Cam Peters also has a great defense on the other side of the ball.
But the offense, the defense don't catch the balls. The offense. All I'm saying is when they played Alabama State, he threw 4 interceptions, and they still on the offensive side of the ball had a chance to win the game. Offensively, that's all I'm saying.
What his record is, and what RJ record is? You talking about stats?
That's all I'm saying.
RJ is 5 and 6.
But let me just let me say this because Bryan, I might be on the hill with you when I say who one of mine. I got 2.
He was a leader. Go ahead.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the underdog for me, one underdog player for me that I'm going with. I think I'm gonna go with Ritter. He should have had a bigger role when he was called upon offensively. He produced. What a lot of people don't realize, he was on every special teams you can name. And he was an awesome teammate. He didn't pout. He didn't complain. Just when he got his opportunities, he made the most of his opportunities. He made quite a few nice tackles on special teams. The couple of games we actually threw the ball to him, and he made the play and got his important first down. And then he took a bullet at the end of the season. because he was truthful.
Mm.
Because he told
Hello.
the daggum truth.
Hello.
So Riddle's one of my underappreciated. Now this next one, it might be a little controversial because it kind of ties where Bryan's trying to go, but from a different angle. The other underappreciated or underdog for me is Coach Burrs.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm explaining it though. There's a reason for this. He was put in almost an impossible situation, right? Where he had to manufacture an offense for a quarterback that he didn't recruit.
Hold up,
And,
somebody. Say it for the people in the back.
And not only did he not recruit him, but that wasn't the guy he wanted to start. That ain't when he built his offense and what he was trying to get the offense to do. It was not built for RJ's skill sets, just to be frank.
Nope.
And the part of the reason our offense looked so bad and struggled early, and then when you got to see Jet, you saw the difference, and you saw why that was true. Because when the limited action Jet came in, the offense play calling was a lot different than it was because you had to manage RJ. And even think about the Howard game where the Thad is just jumping up and down, waving, and RJ's rolling that way, and there's nobody around him, and he just don't see it. He just don't see it. I mean, that happened every game, right? At least once or twice.
Yep.
So the way that Coach Burrs managed this team and the growth you saw with RJ and the offense, the receivers dropping passes, that ain't on him. He was calling some pretty decent plays when we really think about it.
They were open. The receivers were open.
They were
open.
open.
But the execution was horrible.
Yes.
And I would tell you part of the receivers' fault and part of the reason some of the quarterbacking looked like it did also was not only did the quarterbacks may have, particularly RJ, may have just misreads and didn't see things, but more importantly, the receivers didn't know the route trees.
I agree.
They weren't running the right routes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, us didn't know plays.
So okay.
We saw that at FAU, Bryan.
Yeah. So Burris is my underappreciated coach. Remember?
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. All right. Well, it's been a good show thus far. And as we get ready to close out the show and close out our segment, it's never too early for way too early predictions for 2026. Obviously, we are what we are. We are where we are. So let's go around the horn and let's close it up with our way too early projections for 2026. And as Tasha reminded us, let's remember where we were, about 5 months ago and what we were thinking. So step lightly because this is on wax. Step lightly. Go ahead, Ashley.
Whew. Hey, you got me going first. So I have, what are we saying? A way too early prediction?
Yeah.
Way too early prediction for 2026.
I feel like this should be a me versus me coming season. You know, like you're going to have some competition. Of course, we're going to play somebody, and that's what it is going to be, whoever they are. But in the spirit of a me versus me, be better than who I was, I think we will retire the Tucker Hall defense moniker.
Tucker Hall. Don't disrespect my Hall like that. Don't do that.
You know
we got them.
You
I
know
don't want them.
Because
I'm not going to go back to the dark cloud.
Yeah, as you're aware, there was a lot of giving up in Tucker Hall.
Yeah,
I'm not saying we're gonna be the dark cloud. So when you get ready to make
what time is Tucker Hall? I was about to ask. That's what my question was.
Why the social studies department? Why we catch smoke like that?
Yeah,
well, there was some studying going on.
Wow,
Jesus! Holy cow! We went from the dark cloud defense to the always. Anyway, JP.
We went from the dark cloud defense to the Swiss cheese defense. So, and this is our way too early prediction for 2026.
Yeah, I know, folks. I know we don't even have a coach, but that's all right though. We have confidence, and some of y'all have a belief in who the coach is going to be. So let's just go ahead and ride with it.
So I mean, well, for my way too early prediction is again, first, I need to see where we are at with a coach. I know a lot of people are gonna say, how dare I not pick us to be HBCU national champions and then the Celebration Bowl and stuff year one. How dare I? Right now, I say with a first year coach, I feel like 7-5 is realistic. I feel like, I think that offense takes time. Defense is something that you can just like mash together usually. So that being said, I would like for that 7-5 to be a gradual progression as the season goes along. I feel like depending on who you get and how they go about recruiting, you may see a few roadblocks here and there to start the year off. But unlike this year where it just seemed like, we just stayed in one gear the whole year, I feel like about depending on whenever homecoming is, that's where you start to see this team kind of hit their stride and kind of progressively get better and better and better. So, I think 7 wins is realistic with a new coach. It's a lot better than where I figured we'd be if, MLK, the umpire, and Jamarcus Russell had come back. But I do think that this year, I think we could be a 7-win team. And I feel like, 9 is my ceiling. If you can kind of win some games you're not supposed to win, but I don't think that puts you in position to win the SWAC East. I feel like that's probably like a nice building year for year one.
Okay. All right, Keith. Way too early prediction for 2026.
And Bryan, no, I had the smoke ready. I ain't gonna lie. I already had the smoke ready.
I see. Is that what that is?
That's definitely what that is. Won't duck no smoke. 7-5, man. And I was there. I think a new coach, especially the coach that we are all talking about, is 2 games better than the current administration, at least in the first year. I could easily see this team potentially winning 8 games, but only problem is when I look at future schedules, I only see the University of Miami. And then I do know we play the other teams we do play. I know we've talked about South Carolina State. I don't know if a new coach is able to upset South Carolina State depending on the time of the season you get them. But I think, honestly, with the right quarterback, especially, I'll call a spade, if it is the person we think it should be, and they get their quarterback or Jet Petty as an option, I think you can defeat South Carolina State. And I think I would be very unsurprised to see this team finish second place in the SWAC next year. I'm not ducking smoke. And I'm not saying you're going to win it all, but I think if you hired Quinn Gray or the person that's singing about how great Atlanta is because he's trying to get there for the Celebration Bowl and Searsucker, that both of them could win this conference in the first year, but I'm just not so bold to say they will win it. But if either one of them came to this university, y'all going to hate FAMU. And it's because we talk so much trash. And we're going to be honest and we're going to be truth about it.
Well said. Tate.
Yeah, so I guess my prediction is that being realistic, seeing all of our exits in the portal, what we have left on the team, my bold prediction is that Rattlers are going to have some patience. I think that next season, whomever is there, whomever comes, I think that Rattler Nation is going to have to have some patience. And that's my bold prediction, that we need to just be patient with the process. I'm not advocating for losing, but I am saying that we need to be patient with the process and we need to be realistic concerning the process. And even if we're talking about Coach A, look at his first year where he was at, okay, that we need to be realistic. So I'm going to say be patient with the process. I'm not going to give a number. because I feel like that was the whammy. So I ain't ducking no smoke, but I'm being realistic. So just be patient. That's my bold prediction.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, let the Florida State person go.
Wait, is that the smoke?
We're the family people. Let the Florida State person go.
Is that the smoke from the Pope?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Go ahead, George.
Is this thing working? Is this thing
Oh
working?
my gosh.
So as the Florida State guy, the resident PWI guy, Florida State has beaten my FAMUans down to where they're like not the FAMUans that I know. I'm a 90s on the set rattler. The standard is the standard. It's December. I'm ready to tell lies right now. The guy that I think is coming in is a rattler that knows the standard. I get it. We don't want to we want to temper everything. I'm betting eyebrows again. 9-3.
Ooh,
Me and Big Sis Fur Coat is in Atlanta.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Troy. Say it with your chest.
I'm not with this war as me. I'm not with it. I'm just not. I know who coming. Let's go.
And he got the trunk with him. He got the trunk loaded up. Y'all ain't seen all the boys from Albany saying, "Oh yeah, look back at Georgia. That was nice." But look, come on, man, go cross that.
A lot of them boys in the transfer portal, I see.
And they've been offered by FAMU already. It's crazy.
Yeah, he hadn't been offered by the other school.
Yeah. What you got there, Steve?
Listen, man, this is simple. With an incompetent coach, we should have won 8 games.
Yeah,
we should have won 8. It's not even for debate. We should have won 8. We got the same schedule, other than just flip it. So if you get any of the coaches, and I'm gonna name them: Quinn Gray, Tremaine Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, Dr. Allen Parker, any of these guys you want to name, the white boy Robles down in West Florida, we would win every one. There's not a team on that schedule other than Jackson State and Alabama State right now that would be better than us. I'm just telling you right now. With the team we had right now, we should have won 8 games. Whoever we play, we're not going to play no powerhouse team in the Orange Blossom Classic. It'll be some Howard level team. We should beat them.
We need Howard back.
So bring him back. Bring Howard back.
Yeah.
But there's no way with competent coaching that this team is not an 8-win team. Because you just look. We already know what our schedule is because we know what we play in the SWAC. So it's not like we're making up like who we're playing. Jackson State's going to be the problem. Alabama State, because those are on the road, and those are the 2 that are level set. We're going to have a problem with Alabama A&M with our talent, with the right coach, Bethune, Mississippi Valley, UAPB, Southern. No.
With a competent coach.
So, again, all those games, all them people with Southern, Tasha was down there, we're going to beat y'all. And we still beat y'all behind.
Well, I tell you
I'm saying, FAMU ain't worried about them folks.
FAMU A&M Baton Rouge look real nice, don't it?
So that's what I'm saying. So with that being said, 5 and 7, I just got to say this. For all the North Carolina A&T people, they coming in there talking about how we select coaches. Bruh, Colzie won more games than y'all have won the last 4 years. That lets you know what our standard is compared to yours.
Until you beat your rivals who call you that school down the street, don't say nothing to FAMU.
Well, A&T is 1-8 against HBCUs. So don't talk about our coaches, because even our worst coaches did better than y'all against HBCUs. So I'm just saying, to me, I'm with Troy on this. I don't think it's going out on a limb with a competent coach, because with a competent coach, you know what comes with competent players. And that's what FAMU needs. So I'm going 8-4.
I saw that early with the A&T dude, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, dude, like, not only the last 2 times that you faced FAMU, you got your ass kicked on and off the field, and then not to mention just talking to Marcus Williams, like, dude, they came to your homecoming and they ate your food and then left and went back home after beating your ass. Like, dude, shut up.
After a hurricane.
Exactly. After a hurricane. Like, are you serious right now? Do you really want to put? I wish we could play them again. I wish. I really do. Because I love how they just talk so much trash, but yet you can't beat us. Like, and Jermaine Martin was like puking his guts out the last time he came to brag. Like,
we're talking about 3 days on the job to coach pressure, and we still beat you. That's
on today's episode. On today's episode.
All right. So way too early predictions for me. I'll start. I'm not even going to be so bold as you guys. I applaud you guys for making win-loss. I'm not even stepping into that pool. But I'll go from the standpoint of a couple of things I'll be watching for. One, I'm looking for the Orange Blossom Classic to be played against a school from the state of North Carolina. That is my bold prediction. I ain't going to say which one, because both of them would be good to play. But that's my bold prediction, that one of those, that we play one of those schools in the Orange Blossom Classic to open the season. We will win our 9th consecutive homecoming, because that's what we do. We win homecoming.
Yeah.
We will go unbeaten at home next year.
I thought I was going to have it. You got
it. Wait, here you go. Wait a minute. So listen to what this guy
the home schedule ain't tough.
The wins. But I can start counting your wins right now.
Yeah.
You might want to get a win total, Bryan.
Yeah, you might well claim that 7 wins, Bryan.
Yeah,
7, 8 wins. Don't say it.
You go undefeated. I won that 4 games.
He ain't got a 0 ring today. That's why. If he had a 0 ring, he'd have said it.
You already at 5 when you say undefeated at home.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, 5. Yeah.
That's 6.
Wait a minute. What did you say? I said unbeaten at home. That's 5.
That's 5. That's 6, bro. Florida Classic. That's 7.
Florida Classic.
That's y'all.
Yeah.
That's y'all. See, look at y'all. Let me let y'all do what y'all do. I'm not. All I'm saying is that who we're playing. I'm not predicting any wins, losses.
You just did.
I did for 5 home games. That's it. I'm out. Oh, and Bethune.
Bryan said he got 7 books.
Right,
that's 7 books.
I got 6.
Wait,
I got 6 books.
And
I got 6.
Bryan one of them people that I got 2 and 6 possibles.
Oh my gosh, that comment is crazy.
Bryan had 2 and 6 possibles.
That comment is crazy.
7 pop. That's 7 books. Count them.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm out.
Kelvin, get your boy. Get your boy, man.
Okay.
Get your boy.
So Bryan, he clipped me on undefeated at home. That's absolutely gonna happen. What I also would say, not that I have any inside information, well, what potentially would be our staff. Some of those kids in the portal will come out of the portal, but the talent on next year's team will be greater than the talent on this year's team and deeper, much deeper. So I'm with Campbell. Man, I can easily see 8 wins. I agree with the 2 he's talking about and being on the road. Our issue next year is going to be our road games, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel good. I'm not gonna predict till everything comes around. I can't predict Celebration Bowl. But what I will say though is that I can definitely see us winning 8, and I'm going out on it really ain't much of a limb, but Valley, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get a 60-70 piece.
With interest.
They're gonna get that 67 piece.
Can I make a wanted poster with their name on it?
Yes,
absolutely.
That should be on the interview card. How much
cowbell? She ain't got a belt. She got a cowbell. That's what
that wanted poster that needs to be hung up all over campus around the lockers, around the locker room.
Saying, I need that get back, boys. Catch them in the cut.
Cowbells, canes. Look at y'all, boy. Y'all.
I was gonna say, don't play. I get started in that on one of those.
Ruggish Avengers down here.
But I think one of the things when we're looking at this, Bryan, before we get up out of here, is these other schools are losing stuff too. Jackson State's lost a lot of their roster.
Yeah.
Alabama State doesn't know if they're going to have their quarterback back next year. And let's be honest, with the numbers we already hearing that's going to be thrown at him, good luck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, welcome to college football in the new era, the NIL era, where let's just hope we got our house in order by the end of December, so that when the portal does open, that we can take advantage, because I have a feeling we'll be going into spring with probably about 40 new players easily, right?
Well, we got 30 of them that pretty much got to leave. So
about 40 of us graduate.
Right.
Yeah. So
APR might look better than we think it is while we've been talking about it.
That's the big question that we'll wait to see. What will our APR look like?
Yeah. I got a feeling it'll be better too.
Fingers crossed.
Let me just make one other point too, and this is about the portal issue and the kids in the portal. Be careful, because as you can see all over college football landscape, there's a lot of coaches that have been changing and shifting, and it's still going on. There's a coaches clinic in early mid-January. So the movement of coaches won't stop until February. So if you had a place that you like and you can contribute, be very careful about that portal, because it's just unpredictable in the coaching marketplace right now. So where you going and who's there now may not be there.
Yeah.
Might be interesting to see who said. And it might be interesting who come back across some tracks. Troy talking trash. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it works one way better. It works better when we send people across the tracks, but you don't be surprised. Some of the people come back across some tracks. I ain't gonna say no names.
All right. You got one?
You was gonna say Corey Fuller, wasn't you?
It is a coach who is a very good player at Florida State, who wants to coach, who loves to coach. His kid is on the Florida State team.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. What number is that kid?
I wonder if it's Corey Fuller.
I was gonna say, because I could have swore I saw something.
But his son played baseball.
He's a DB.
Hey, all right. Well, hey, guys, we appreciate all of you guys hanging in there, watching with us, listening. Maybe you're watching via the podcast or the late night YouTube feed. Thank you for watching. And please make sure to hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever and whenever you're watching the show. I'll do roll call here in just a second. Now I was going to say something, but roll call. Go ahead, Troy. Go.
You can find us at watch.fatmouthsports.net. We are on Tuesday and Thursday nights. We will not be on this Thursday. We are traveling to the Celebration Bowl. We will broadcast probably on Friday. Just depends on when we get on Thursday night. And we will do a halftime show at the Celebration Bowl, just to give everybody a little something to talk about. Because I'm not sure if a certain network is going to premiere the bands. So for sure, we'll have a halftime show on Saturday.
Good stuff. Steve, what do you got?
Hey, man, this Friday, Embassy Suites, HBCU Coaches Corner Live, Bruce Eugene, Grambling Swag Legend, Coach Cole, me, Rocky, Coach Fred from Alcorn, and several other coaches that are big names that will be joining us at Embassy Suites. At the loft section, come on up, come early. There's Roof Chris Steakhouse. You can have your nice meal. There's a bar, but we're having a lot of people that are going to come through. Scotty's probably going to broadcast. We're going to have Perry White. We have a lot of people joining us. So I want all my rallies out in Atlanta. Tasha, come on through. We got you a drink. We're going to take care. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Just come on through and everything. So we can put you on there too. But, Embassy Suites this Friday night, 8 to 10 p.m. HBC Coaches Corner Live.
J Peeps.
Oh, so Running Gun Podcast Wednesdays at 8 p.m. You can find us on Penalty Talk on Facebook. You can find us at Penalty Talk on X or Twitter. You can find us at Throw Flags as well on Instagram. tonight, I believe, before I left, we were discussing, playoff formats and everything like that. No countdown to kickoff this weekend because, quite frankly, I have no dog in this fight. I'm hoping for a good game. Let them tear each other up and may the best team win. But as you know, again, no Rattler Roundup podcasts until Bishop says that we're coming back. But yeah, just stay tuned in.
Keith.
All right, y'all already know, man. Oh, look, you petty. That's my classmate from Lincoln High School. You petty, Troy. But Fangs Up podcast, Thursdays, Sundays. Y'all know this Monday night show has been amazing. Y'all know for the Celebration Bowl, I do have a dog in the fight. It's South Carolina State. Shout out because their band director is a Rattler. Dr. Jamal Nicholas. He got his PhD from the University of South Carolina. He attended the great Jones High School, the oldest black high school in Orlando, Florida. But he's also a graduate of FAMU. He played the tuba, so he's a white whale. So I'm cheering for South Carolina State, and I'm cheering for my brother Jamal Nicholas in the March in 101. And y'all know we're going to be here. We will do a little break during the Christmas break just to kind of enjoy our time and try to build up our extra stuff. And Bryan doesn't know yet, but I'll share the news. I did meet with Coach Hayes today. He gave me the tips on how to set it up. So we will be doing some upgrades in the coming year. And so we are all growing and going to be doing some amazing things. So we're looking forward to making our shows better and continue to support us, like, share, and subscribe. So, shout out Bryan. And me and Coach Hayes had a good little 30-minute talk after work today.
Nice. Tashay, Ashley, Fang Exchange, go.
Yes, you can find me and my girl every Thursday night on YouTube. You can also, if you want to hit us up on Twitter or X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Fang Exchange. Like I said, we're on every Thursday night. I will be at the Celebration Bowl. I'm gonna come through on Friday, definitely, to the Coach's Corner Live. If you see me, y'all don't act like you don't know me. Walk past, say something to me. I'm trying to meet all my folks. So make sure you come and hug my neck, like my grandma say. But Fang Exchange on every platform. Ashley, did I miss anything?
Nope, you hit it on the head. So I'll hand it over, Bryan.
Hey, want to encourage everybody, do me a favor, please make sure that you're following. You're probably already following all of our friends here. Make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribed to all their channels and shows. And if you are in Atlanta, please make sure you attend the Red Lobster Band of the Year competition, the Marching 100 versus the Human Jukebox for the Division I title. And then there's a Division II title, Miles College versus Fayetteville State. The two defending champs will be FAMU and Miles on the different divisions. Will be battling to see can they repeat as champions. It starts at 7 o'clock in the Georgia Dome. If you can't make it, you can watch it on TV. The Celebration Bowl. If you're in Atlanta, go to the game. Wear your FAMU gear because it's like the Super Bowl. The Celebration Bowl is like the Super Bowl. So we'll all be swag on Saturday. No shade. All swag love. We got to root for the conference.
South Carolina State, Jamal Nicholas. I'm pulling for you, my boy. Bulldogs by 20.
Mute Keith. But anyway, more importantly, regardless of who you're rooting for, make sure you're watching. The eyes matter. Whether you're on your phone, your tablet, your computer, your TV, your streaming app, whatever, make sure you're turned in. Celebration Bowl, noon Eastern, 11 Central on ABC, ESPN. Make sure to watch it. Prairie View versus South Carolina State. And that'll do it, man. What a show. Thank you guys for sticking in with us tonight. We hope you got something good out of it. And hopefully you are charged up and ready for the new 2026 year. As soon as we get a coach, we'll be on the air talking about it somehow, some way. Don't know who it'll be, but somebody will be on talking about it because that's what we do. Everything is all about FAMU and the FAMU League. So for Marcus Green, who was on the show, for Kelvin Roser, for Ashley, Tashay, Keith, Jay Peeps, Mr. Campbell, and Troy, I'm Bryan Fulford. Thank you, everybody. Hit the thumbs up and the like button out the door, and make sure you find the BCS Pod Zone on all your favorite podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, so on and so forth. That's going to do it, guys. Be well, be safe, have a good night, and peace out, Rattlers.